matter of the day, distinguished guests of your various portfolios, fraternity of family of Aramweer Intellectual Forum, and great youth. This function is very critical because it attempts to generate ideas from the transition of Lake states from peacekeeping to peace building, as we seek to ensure sustainable development in Lake State. For this reason, I am exceedingly grateful for the invitation to participate in this critically important forum. I thank the organizers of this Aramweer fraternity, and I commend the government and the people of Lake State and the government of Lake State for this initiative. My center of discussion is around three main points. That is peacekeeping, peace building, and transforming it into organic, sustainable Lake State, peaceful Lake State. I just made a few narratives, brief summary about peacekeeping. Peacekeeping involves military and paramilitary operations that are undertaken by the consent of the major two warring parties. These operations are designed to monitor the short-term peace or ceasefire that is existing, portraying the certain agreement and support with the diplomatic efforts. These are short-term prospects. The peacekeeping always is short-term, disengagement, making peace, and it's a short-term prospect. That is engagement in mediation to achieve a durable peace. That's a short-term prospect. The point number two, peacekeeping, it includes activities of observation and monitoring of the truce. This entails security development that disengage or deter the warring parties from engage them into combat again. It's just to respect the ceasefire, and then also create disarmament of the forces and the civilian combined. Promoting proper mismanagement, management of the weapons and ammunition. They are put back to the store as the process of entailing the peace aspects. Taking into punitive action in case of deterrent, in case of refusal, then the action is taken place by perpetrators who are creating the violence or form of the crimes. And engaging in the peacemaking process. That is the prospect of the peacemaking. Peace building, it measures undertaking to address issues that are root cause, which are discussed in the table by the conflicting parties. This peace building is taken by UN and non-UN actors, including the UN agencies, funders, and programmers of international financial institution architectures. Peace building involves a range of measures targeted to reduce the risk of relapsing into conflicts by strengthening national capacities at various levels and the management to lay the foundation of the sustainable peace development. This is quoted from the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development. Peace building as a process places a great responsibility on the government by meaning an extension on the government of provincial, state, like this state government. Peace building is a long-term process, often in the midst of many security challenges, as witnessed in South Sudan. This also entails the protection of the civilian, prevention of the violent conflict, the strengthening the rule of law and security institution, promotion of the human rights are intertwined, because you cannot use your force without respecting the human rights also. Empowerment of the women and girls, continually engaging in the peacekeeping, promoting peacemaking, and then ushering in the nation building. Combination of all these factors, you move towards nation building and state building. The deterrent aspect, deterrent is referred to action to discourage any dangerous action or events from happening by instilling doubts or fear for any consequences. It is also taking appropriate security measures to prevent occurrence of danger, as well as measures to combat danger, provides whatever is occurring. Deterrent means taking appropriate security measures to prevent occurrence of a danger. Measures to combat dangers whenever it occurs. Deterrence refers also to prevention of action by fear of consequence. Deterrence is the state of mind that brought about existence of credible threat of unacceptable counter actions. This entails also the security deployment to deter any punitive action, prevent counter violence against the civilians, properties, protection of the facilities, cherish the values and norms, respecting the human rights, disarmament of the civilian, secure management of the weapons and ammunition, as I said earlier, implementation of appropriate punitive actions against perpetrators of violence, and then ushering in the peacemaking. Organic security is something organic. It's just like our hearts. These are organs, need to protect it. Without proper alignment of the organic forces, then automatically your body is in shambles. Something organic is whose working affects system of the body within its operation. Organic is about internal aspects as impact of affecting system as a whole. Therefore, organic security implies organization and implementation of security in a manner that is comprehensive, affecting the system as a whole. For this system, such as Lake State government, the security need to be conceived as an organic level so that it's able to spread across rest of the body of Lake State in a comprehensive manner. But we have a shortage. We have the shortage of forces, and then the geographical catchment of the area is so large, which sometimes it gives a gaps in deployment of the forces. Contextual overview of the security in the state of Lake State. It was initially violent, cattle raiding, ambushes, rampant killing. That was before the appointment of Governor Reid, but during the consultative workshop of 21 June, I think one of you were witness on what has happened in our state. So I don't want to mention, because most of you are aware what has happened, and then that encapsulated the rule of law that was agreed upon at the Freedom Hall, and then added by the engagement of community and the executive the late state and diaspora that contributed to sustainable peace that is currently being experienced in late state. It is fair to appreciate with the arrival of my brother, Honorable Bill Dwayne Mobor, to the political scene. Lake State has become reshaped in many significant ways. Some of the factors previously promoted insecurity in the state are beyond the government and the state government. Thus, respective actors of the national level are urged to do their best to address type of the factors to allow Lake State to continue on the remarkable path of transition. There are shortcomings in the security force structure, the armament, the supply of weaponry, and even the mobility aspects. These are kind of the shortcomings affecting both at the level of the state and the national level. The current status of field building index, I think I don't want to run over it. All of us will attest to that. And then I will skip it for the sake of time, and then I will allow my colleagues also later on to come and elaborate more. How can we leverage the transition from peacekeeping to organic security in Lake State? These are the contemporary challenges. The summary, we put it, the organic problems within the South Sudan security sector, which inevitably affecting the peace also in Lake State. I don't want to dwell upon it much because there are certain information that will help for the reason of security. We are facing a lot of things because of the crisis, because of the integration, because of the sanctions, and so many things. There are shallow engagement of force structure in the context of the national deployment, and then the state level. So we have gaps and deficiencies also in the legs, as well as also at the national level. That I will not dwell too much because these are security matters which we cannot translate to the public. But the lingering guerrilla warfare forces, proliferation of the arms, which are still at large, the circulation of the illegal inconsistency of restructuring defense and security institutions, as I say, we cannot dwell upon too much because of the peace agreement becoming an obstacle. You cannot recruit, you cannot buy arms based on the sanction which is affecting the country. The challenges also of the training, then the ethnic and sectional issues imposed by the region imbalances, the recruitment, gender imbalances in the recruitment, financial issue. There is a lot of financial concern in the country that affects in turn also at the next level in terms of being an agile forces to deter all the criminals within the jurisdiction of the next state. Absence and the lack of motivation with the clear exit strategies in the context of the security institutions. There is no DDR. There is too much integration, and the army is becoming more or less becoming a plateau, not the pyramid aspects, because there must be a certain level of phase-out processes, engagement in the establishment of forces, and then the DDR, and then training of the exit force, such that also they can participate in economic development. That did not happen. Even most of the forces are dormant because there's no exit strategy. So misuse of the equipment is also there. The residency status are appalling. The condition of the storage are not up to date. And then also there are here and there abuse of the human rights in the context of engagement of the security forces. That you cannot deny. There are certain, not program as a policy, but there are certain criminal issues that happened, but it was not the policy of the security sector. The transition from peacekeeping to organic security, it entails also the security sector reform. Without security sector reform, there will be no forces. There will be no deterrent forces. There will be no professionalism. Security sector reform is the key conduit in the context of the establishment of the forces structure. You need to have professionalism, well-equipped army, and then also the cost of the exit strategy should be taken in the context of reform. The security development are interlinked with peace. So there's a diagram somewhere there, development intervention, that's supposed to be factored in. That we took it from World Bank, the security intervention, and then the security outcome, and then the development outcome. Basically, when you have a security sector, then you need to spread out your budget, your expenditure, and then build the aspect of professional army and other organized forces, and then the outcome should be effective delivery of service. Without those two conduits, then automatically we're doing nothing. The second factor is availability of resources. That resources can safeguard the security outcome by instilling tranquility and safety and peace within the territory of South Sudan, and as well as territorial control, because we have catchment of land which is not being demarcated. But when you don't have forces to protect, then automatically the development will not come by. Then the disarmament prospect is a very important aspect of the DDR, and then the combatants are being trained. The exit strategy said that when you go out, it's just like somebody in the prison. In the prison, you need to capacitate a person, so that when he gets out of the prison, he goes out with the skill to go to be a plumber, to be a carpenter, to be a mechanic, and so forth. This is similar to the forces need to be joined, and then the budget is for, so that our forces feel safety that when they exit from the uniform, to go back to the society, then they have a sustainable aspect in the approach. The responsiveness guide, what is the limitation? I will not go to those questions. I attempt to answer them, but I will skip. I'll just go straight to recommendation. The recommendation, I try to attempt to give a recommendation about for building organic security system, part of the peace building rooted in the trust, cooperation, and local governance. Promotion of intercommunal ethnic reconciliation within the state, ensuring full representation of all the groups in the governance and other aspects of the public life. Continue focusing on strengthening enabling conditions for the peace and prosperity in the state, with the emphasis to a stronger, more legitimate state. Then access to emergency and basic services by the population, especially vulnerable people, and more resilient and productive citizens, particularly the youth, improve livelihood because they are vulnerable to engaging in violence. The security, welfare, and development of the children and youth are very important. Then when it comes to food security, it's important also for the state to supervise the communities and the aspect of productivity in the context of the Green Agriculture Revolution. Without supervision of the government, they will not strongly believe, because many people are idle sitters. So that's why the revitalization of the agriculture and the agricultural sector in the Lake State is very important, because it's characterized by a strong government intervention. Without government intervention, there will be no food security. Increase understanding of the governance and democracy, as well as the role of the citizen in the democratic process through civic and voter education. Promote increase and understanding of the political and civic communication and information knowledge. Requirement necessary for effective and informed participation of the citizen in the governance of the states. Promote, support, and state building activities that shall be enabled the government and civil society in the Lake State to deliver basic services, to show benefit of the peace and ensure sustainability of development efforts. Lobby for the appropriate donor, because the university is staying there. I don't know what kind of engagement the state is doing, because they are part and parcel of the peace building without engaging them, because they're being budgeted irrespective of the cornerstone of the international security dynamic that is happening in Russia and everywhere. It diverts so many budget, but their presence in lakes is very important, that we need to engage in donor filling the gaps. Then building mutual trust aimed at transforming the section of the Lake State from the region continually defined by violence to untold human suffering, to the national model of government reform and peace, epitomized by the new image that portrays the state as a partner in peace and the national development. Engaging in a dialogue platform involving the state, traditional leaders, youth, women, persons with disability, sharing concern, addressing grievances, planning and safety and development measures together. Promote, focus, engage with women groups in the context of the policy dialogue and overall programming and decision-making processes in the state in line with the Women, Peace and Security Agenda of the UN and South Sudan Development Plan, that is 2040. Improving governance, expertise, and operational capacity institution by way of increasing policy making, relevant skills and knowledge, professionalism, professionalizing the state government apparatus with the emphasis on the ethnic and integrity training, discipline, human rights, and the nation building to continue revamping its image to improve its credibility. Ensure the measures aim at guaranteeing security of the state to conform to the human rights standards. Better alignment of donor for the peacekeeping, peace building, and then the state building in the next stage. Then ensuring the policy of the capacity development initiative programs in the next state develop meaningful participation of the youth, women, and persons with disabilities by realistic assessment of the situation on the ground. Make the state safe, invaluable destination for the resident or other investment to come in. Encourage our sons and daughters who are well placed within the states, elsewhere, in South Sudan, around the world, to invest in the next state to become a participant in development of our beloved states, the strengthening provisions of education services, the strengthening the provisions of health services, with a special focus on the child maternal health across all the counties, Bayams, to promote health security, promoting youth and livelihood initiative like the sports, wrestling, tournament, professional training, and farming. This will encourage peace and love among the community. What I derived from the context of partial assessment, which I did, I broke into 5 lesson learned. This is not explicit, but you can add whatever you want to add. The lesson one, if any state in South Sudan, in general, in progress of the security sector reform, should be at the center of the programming. The lessons from the next state, and my brother, Aramweer Intellectual is that security sector reform is a national priority. Without security sector reform, there will be no proper security alignment in the state. Well-designed, deliberate efforts at the level of the states is a big game changer. That quest for peace and security. In more ways, and therefore, we have now learned how to work. There is a peaceful coexistence. There's nobody is fearing except many animals. The lesson number two, programming in the South Sudan includes, let's say in particular, must start with the local context. That is account volatile operation environment, responding flexibility to an ever-changing reality, especially the upcoming election, and now muted cattle. Anytime can elapse. Lesson three, we need to engage the donor. Lesson number four, the government through the auspices of the South Sudan Government Forum, the governors should be engaged, in this kind of forum by addressing resource mobilization to address the gaps. Lesson number five, building capacity of the states is imperative to the long-term development prospects, paving the way for the sustainable development. Lesson number six is underlying principle of the desired state with the South Sudan good education, productive innovation in the next state, free and fair, just state, democratic and accountable next state, and safe security, secure next state, and united and proud next state, compassionate. I skipped one of the most important things. There is a lot of marginalization also. Certain communities are marginalized in the context of our states. So, like Aliam, Bele, and even Pakam, and also God. There's a need for an inclusive process so that we can feel and mirror ourselves in the context of our establishment of the state. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, General Malek Ahmed, for your wonderful presentation. For one reason or another, I must honestly say that he spoke to the heart of the matter. 9 years ago, I and General Malek, a few others, were tasked to work in security sector reform of our country, and whatever he had presented might more related to issues that were discussed. And for those of us who are in Aramweer Intellectual Forums, you might have seen that the paperwork that happened probably 5 years ago, 2020, about envisioning security sector reform in South Sudan, which was published in the US and is also now available in our forum. I encourage all of you to read that because I was a member of the security sector reform, but I cannot put my ideas into what I thought would be. But nevertheless, I reserve them to publish them as an intellectual contribution ready for acceptance by the government or otherwise. General focus on key issues about peacekeeping, about peace building, and two types of security: deterrent security and inclusive security. Lagos State, as we speak, matter of honesty, is surviving on deterrent security. We have not yet achieved organic security. Organic security simply means an inclusive security that includes participation of all actors, all walk of life, from civilian control, from other relevant stakeholders. So the recommendation, and the reason why I allow him to continue finishing the board, is for us to have proper understanding of the recommendation or matters needed in order for us to achieve an inclusive security or organic security for that matter. And so, thank you very much. Now, let me call upon the panelists who would discuss these papers. And these people are also experts in their own rights and training. I would call upon my elder brother, Napoleon Adogay, General Napoleon Adog, who is the former Director General of National Communication Authority. Please take the floor. Many of you know the next page, the field. We have my good friend, Dr. Yachagaran. Yachagaran is a senior political affairs officer of the units. Dr. Yach hold doctorate in the P, the security sector governance. And these two would help General to unpack some of the underlying facts that he might have overemphasized or left out that are necessary for our discussion. I will give each panelist 5 minutes to give in-depth analysis of the presentation by the main presenter, and then we will return back for clarities. Now, in that order, let me begin with Napoleon Adog. Give us his remark. I can come and speak from the podium for purpose of online participation.
Thank you, moderator. Honorable Justice Yamko, patron of the day, guest of honor, Professor Denau, senior leaders. I think I will, for interest of time, I will read out all the names. Protocol is observed. I recognize all of you are present. I think the presentation given by General Malik is sufficient enough that what we will be doing is to elaborate on key issues. The background of Lake States is something that all of us in these rooms are very familiar with. And perhaps maybe those online who only follow sometimes the content of social media, which are in a way reflects what is going on, but also don't have access to detail that we have, especially those on the ground. So I just want to summarize, just point by point on what the recommendation made by General Malik. One, of course, for us to transition from peacekeeping to peace building and to implement an organic peace in our state, we require that there has to be a level of community engagement that will foster inclusive dialogue among various community groups, address grievances and build trust. This establish local peace building and grounds. And I from my study, and also what I follow up, this is exactly what people in Lake State have been doing, and we must give credit to those. We are not recommending a new state, but we are recognizing the importance of such initiative that is locally based, and that's the term organic. Conflict resolution training. Of course, not everybody knows how to resolve conflict, but people need to be given capacity to be able to know when and how to resolve internal conflict, primarily at family level, community level, up to the national level. But this recommendation, of course, and later on I will follow that by giving you an overview. What is our security posture in Lake States? We are surrounded by 5 states. What is a conflict? What are the threats or opportunities we face on each state? Take, for example, our border with the Unity State, which is in the north. what are the threats and opportunities that Lake State faces? Threat number one has been primarily referred to as cattle raiding. Cattle raiding was a traditional thing that was done with a spear and stick. But it had reached a point where it was being politicized. Sometimes cattle raiders have come first as a form of rebel or people with a political discontent. Okay, what are the opportunities? We have a great opportunity more than the threat from Unity State, which is the trade. We trade between Mapei, Madon, Panija, Amomopi, Pagarao. All that along the line is a great opportunity of market, and we have seen it when the road to northern Ruben County opened. We knew that so much trade was happening. We look at Jogule, which is the second state in our east, as Lake State. We look at the Jogule, what are our threats and opportunity with the Jogule border and the Lake State community. And this is, I think, the most peaceful border that we have experienced for a very long time in the Lake States. Minus the fact that the port of Champa is not operational, we have a minor conflict in the access to resources, which is fishing zone and taxation. We can refer to the issues of Kerakwe incident, for example, before Golia. So I can tell you that there is a great opportunity. A lot of wood that is used today in Jonglei, not all of it, some of the wood that are used for building blocks and for construction and for building the boats and canoes come from Lake State. That is a market opportunity. Recently I was there and the amount of ground that I see crossing the Nile was impressive. So are the fish from Upper Nile and from Jonglei State. So there is great opportunity. And these are the opportunities we also need to protect. Recently emerged an conflict between people that are being affected in the Nile, the unfortunate ambush that happened, taking the life of the citizens of Unity State. And those things we need to protect because that has affected cause fear on our line of trade with Lake States. Central Equatoria, we know what we have. It is a lifeline where the main road to our Lake State has been flowing. And some of the initiatives that were done, including the wrestling match that was organized across, it has cemented the link and opened the opportunity between Central Equatoria. That's why people today in Italy are not going to come to Juba. They actually come to Europe to come to Juba because our route is more peaceful. And if that road is open, and if the story of the opening of the airport of Tallinn is going to take place, you can see the amount of opportunity that we face in that border. The same with Western Equatoria. What do we have in Western Equatoria? We have primarily a cross-border IDP that are moving with their cattle. Okay? We have never had any issue with Western Equatoria in regard to cattle going into the farm because we are also farmers. We own cows and we also own farms. So we see that conflict in that zone is less compared to Unity State. But the opportunity that Western Equatoria presents with the amount of cattle we can sell not only to Western Equatoria, we can take it to Congo border as well. So in the fish, these days I've seen young people taking fish from Lake State and taking it down to that area. So really, we cannot conclude the threats and opportunities of Warab states are mainly focused on intercommunal conflicts among the cattle keepers, which are contending for the pasture zone of northern Pakam, between the Pakam and the Luanjang of Warab state, between the Gok and so forth. If you trace all that conflict, is mainly on cattle raiding. So I think that the 5 states that are around us influence so much what we do. And that's why our organic peace has an impact. When Lake State is stabilized, it becomes the source of security, even for the truck drivers that are going up and down. So in this presentation, General Melling has captured key aspect of this for us to move to organic peace, or that everybody will be part of the peace keeping in the country. The current posture of the security in our lake state tend to be deterrent. Deterrent meaning that we have now soldiers posted in Mape, we have soldiers posted in Mapoli, we have soldiers spread everywhere. We wanted to come down from there. Instead of posting soldiers, the people take care of themselves, and police only respond when there are incidents. And that's what we need, basically. So all this that we are talking about boil down to how can we reduce the current security expenditure so that we own our own security. We need to own it. And how do we own it? Everybody needs to get involved. And that is what referred to as organic security transition. With this, I think I will stop here because I don't want to take so much. On my side, I feel that Lake State has done tremendous work so far, contributing to the national peace in the country. And I think the fact we must always remember and remind and not be ashamed of it, because it is not a one-man effort. It is all of us, the sons of Lake State, including those in the diaspora. We have contributed because the encouragement we have given to the leaders that are implementing peace on the ground and the support we give them is what resulted to that. And that means collective efforts is the cornerstone of any peace that we need to make. I think I will stop here, Moderator. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, General Napoleon. One key takeaway from his intervention is need for security sector, security need assessment. Security need assessment so that it can also include recommendation that will be feeding into an organic security approach. Now we will strictly also allow my good brother Dr. Yaj to have his 5-minute intervention, after which we will take it back to the plenary because we are here for you. So this discussion is just not for you to watch or to listen, but also to have your question, your comment, your intervention that will be necessary for this comment. Dr. Yaj, 5 minutes, take the floor.
Thank you so much, Maulana. I just want to make some correction. I'm here in the capacity of, not as introduced before, but the capacity as South Sudanese academic and a friend to Lake State. Well, I'm Yaj Kiram, assistant professor of politics, security studies, University of Cuba. General Malik has given, together with my brother, given the presentation from practitioner's perspective, and it is perfect. I'm going to analyze 3 key areas, and I take the opportunity by organizers. One is peacekeeping, peace building, and organic security. But I want to dwell on the last one. Well, the role of a panel member is either to agree with the paper, the content of paper, or disagree and give alternative to the presentation. So mine is the latter. If we are to move to a security that is people-centric, not only in Lagos State, we need to define security in the context of South Sudan we want. So, what do we need? Is it the type of security as presented to us by general organic security? And organic security is systemic security. It means it is security, its reference object is the institutions of the state. So what is the reference of the type of security that we need in South Sudan? Is it to protect the state or to protect people? This is what we need to define first. And if we are to define it, then we need to move away from organic security to human security. Security that is people-centered. Now, what is it that we have now from academic perspective? The kind of security that we have now is a militarized security devoid of human security. It does not take human security into context. And what is human security? What is it that we need to protect? If we are to reform the security in South Sudan, first, yes, I agree with the paper that we need to reform, we do need to do security sector reform. Perfect. It is what we need. But is it an end in itself? No. It is not an end in itself. So we need general professionals who are here, including General Malay, need to rethink and take the people at the center of the security so that we see what is it in Malengago, in Balochi, in Mongbi, what do people lack? Not protection of the state institutions and the leaders of the institution. This is the type of security that we need. Then that takes me to what is security in itself. When academics would say freedom from fear of threat, freedom from threat, and all this and all this. So, is it that takes me to another level? Security is not military only. Security is both psychological and material. If you are intimidated by presence of somebody with Mercedes here, then already you are psychologically intimidated and you will be insecure. If you are not sure of food that your children and yourself will eat at home, definitely you are insecure. If you are worried of contracting HIV/AIDS, then you are insecure. So, is it the type of security that we have now, the security apparatus that have in mind? Definitely no, it is not. So we need to define security in the context of the type of security that we want. The security, yes, deterrence, I also agree with the paper, in the paper, that deterrence is such an important, but deterrence that does not work. Literature has proven that deterrence does not work in divided societies. Divided society and militarized societies. Everybody has done or two in the house. If you want to intimidate me, and I have my own brothers who are also armed, will I listen to you? I will not listen to you. So deterrence does not work in this place. So we need to shift, bring another phase of security, and that is development. This is an aspect that we need to move. Well, our leaders, both political and military leaders, have to get a new concept of security. The security that my general learned in Bongo, learned in Cuba, learned in those other military camps is an outdated security. A new security needs to be brought in. And we cannot bring it in, academics cannot bring it in. It is them who need to bring it in. I want to conclude, I think, my friend here. I want to conclude that security also takes an aspect of human right. If my right as a citizen of Lagos State is threatened by police, by SSPDF, by national security, by Zol Kabir, then am I secure? Definitely I'm not secure. So all these elements, we need to take them into consideration. I wish I was given enough time to talk.
Thank you very much. My friend Dr. Yaj, basically, you don't agree with the deterrent-based security, but rather recommend human security, that is freedom from fear, freedom from what? That's a simple definition of human security. He has also recommended human security based on civilian-led approach that considers the principle of human rights, fundamental freedom. Now, let me take it to our distinguished elders to have their elderly wisdom and experience in this particular subject, the subject of interest to all of you. Then we'll also take it back. As I've already done the consultation, the first intervention will come from Maulana Forma Mandate to have his brief intervention, and then that will be followed also by Professor Dr. Dio Matok, who is also an expert in the field, with his other 3-minute intervention, and then Professor Abim Gokok with his 3-minute intervention, and then we'll hear from our guest of honor, then 2 to 3 comments from the plenary. We'll call it a day. The plenary, the panel discussion, now you can take the floor. Maulana, you have the floor.
Thank you, Maulana. Thank you. I also want to thank the organizing team from the organization of Aramweer Intellectual Forum. The way I got the invitation, I was coming to witness a launching of this forum and setting the blueprint. I did not expect lectures on various topics: security, leadership. These are academic things that we have done to those of them. Professor Deng and Professor Ako to do. But we can educate ourselves to a very limited extent if we are a community. And if we are mindful about informing our communities, let us also be mindful about other things, including taking topic one by one to satisfy ourselves. Like the one of security now, it has generated a lot of thinking. Which can be done, so that it is not eaten well. I want to appreciate all the presenters, and I want to commend the last speaker, because practical approach is always the best. The word Aramweer actually got forged in 1998, and it came from Ustaz William Atemachie. When we were deciding to establish education center in Naturu. Some of you will remember this. This is how the name Aramweer came to be. But essentially, Aramweer is in English confluence of 2 rivers. There is nowhere in lakes that you have the confluence. It may exist somewhere in the lodges. But we have small dates scattered all around. Pinyuwe was wrong. Okay, because Pinyuwe, there is wrong akal. The wrong Adam, the wrong Barato, the wrong, and so on and so on. The definition requires your input. We will back who is intellectual? Anybody who is informed on any subject is an intellectual. How can you get a right radio? How can you get a right radio? Randy Chipman has an intellect of his background. Look at the university graduates. I envy them. Come, I find the tenable. I'm going to work at the local. It should all be anybody from all books of life, by the way. An intellectual, by definition, is somebody who is informed. And by the way, is one of the few intellectuals that I recognize because of one thing. I can't take by the way the thing went that way. But then Lama the lady and the tea, you can't put it we come calling in Kalena. I have a and so on. Renan, to me, is an intellectual. He is informed. And I took out where the piece here very striking. Come on, very bad. In general, deterrence is not. It's only a means to bring about tranquility, but not permanent. If you want a permanent peace, we can be intrinsic. Let it be human-centered. Let it be people-centered. I agree with you. It has to be done by the people, owned by them. The way it comes owned by them, the process is owned by them. And they own the implementation of it and they protect it. How did the ring succeed? It is because we gave him an instrument of bringing about peace, and we followed up. Now, if people begin to say that is untrue, I don't agree with that. It is us who agreed here to empower him. Evidently, God will thank you. Without this paperwork, I said, "Can you know?" Landlord so looked up at you can't continue to work and work, but the Chicago body, they can't quite maintain to I think kind of thing. But because you have all agreed here, that is why they went and what? Decided to. Re-implement it, and that is a credit to you. But today, we still have a lot. High is everywhere. High is that in Martin, and I have been calling on the governor. Governor, we go over where man. We can high, when you that, we can mouth a bad now, and so on, we can bear nothing. I'm stopping. Let me stop. There is a lot that I could have said, but quite the heritage. And when the heritage goes, I discuss it to many. in isolation, can you discuss the culture with the custom? Because Kiki Yam Unaye culture, the Kenyan heritage, can be now the customary practices. Long and making customary upper you can discuss in one packet. Then upper Paul can Uzama Naya Yamu went to Pinko, Pinko, the Yemen, God will come out continue. I got quite to buy what you can in the level and get it with the one. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, for your intervention. It's okay. In that order, let me quickly call Dr. Deo for his very brief intervention again with the bill, and then we will now come back to our other distinguished intervention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Molana. Molana, the person of the day, and the chair of this beautiful organizing forum, members of our Aramweer Intellectual Forum. I want to thank you very much for the invitation. This is a very lovely forum that made me to meet with some of my professors. Professor Dengaur, Professor Binigo, my greetings, my colleagues, the former ministers. I'm delighted to meet you this afternoon. My colleagues from University of Juba, Victor Rose, and the rest of the colleagues, and some of my students from Lake States. I'm happy for this invitation. I'm not going to talk much. I have just only 2 points. The first, I will take it from the first presentation by General Philip, and I considered it a very nice presentation, well written, and I thought it should go in line with the forum itself. It talks about heritage and identity. The forum came up with a new name. Many South Sudanese don't know it. Aramweer. What we know is Lake States. And if we were to insist in identity and heritage, the Intellectual Forum should take Lake States Intellectual Forum. Because this is what we know. This is your identity. This is your heritage. The name Lake States has a lot of meaning to us as South Sudanese and as Yin community also. And for you to come up with a name that will say an identity for some time, it may cost you. Molana Mayom said it came up in 1988. 1998. The lake has been there since the time of colonial administration. So my advice, if this forum, which is an intellectual forum, need to promote heritage, identity has alluded by the presenter of the paper, it should take name Lake States Intellectual Forum to narrow the gap. The book ya ko je da bai. Shi ma ba ga ga wule da da gulo da kin a wule gulo wa ya da da kin. Because I got a demand of them and they back at Niku. I got Niku. And you would think a name worthy. If when Jack and go out and go and find the job table, that he lay in me. So, but do community, common identity, where they have to work, especially the intellectuals. The second point, and I want to appreciate the people and the government of the Lake States for peace and tranquility that is now in the states. And for us as academicians, sometimes we don't understand things unless we compare. If the presenter, General Malik, was to compare the situation of the Lake State before 10 years, and today, we would have understood actually what happened during the time of General Ritwik. Lake and Jungule and Unity in 2012 they were known to be a triangle of death. You know, in academia, and also in the NGOs, you know, literature. When you see something written, the triangle of death, make sure that it is late, it is unity states, it is jubilee. Because people were dying. But now, just imagine the situation. I was part of governance forum in 2023. When the governors come and present their achievements, annual achievements. Lake in 2023, Lake was number 1 in terms of agriculture. Number 1 in terms of agriculture in South Sudan. And it was number 3 in terms of irrigation. Imagine where they come from. It used to be the states of violence, the state of death. Especially we in Warab and Northern Barakazal, we died a lot in Lake States. Kita job them, kita tak boleh berikan. Jadi sini normal balik nak. Now, it's not there. And we are proud of what is happening in the lake. Because lake is a heart of Dinka, it's a heart of Kin. When it's affected, Yaka Kin is affected. I want to congratulate you people of Lake, and I want to congratulate the leadership of General Rinwek Mabor Super.
Thank you very much for your recommendation about the meaning of the word lakes. About the word lakes in English. So we gave this why they attempt to translate it, and we have heard the history. And of course, our editors are here, Naraman and Bohirat. I don't know how do you translate and Bohirat to German. Naraman and Bohirat. In English now it's lakes. With all due respect, the program organizers are saying that we can go for the last presentation, and then we can take it out to the plenary so that we can now conclude it. So this is what I'm getting out, and I think we'll see. So this is what I advise, and we would have really wished our elders to continue bearing with us. Okay, Professor Benigo, maybe you can have your intervention, that will allow you. Okay. Professor Benigo, you can have your 2-minute intervention, then now we can excuse you. Can I have your 2-minute intervention? Then we'll excuse you to go. Thank you. Thank you. Our distinguished participants, please bear with us because we honestly need your comments, your intervention today, and particularly this subject. Both the first presentation, the second presentation, and the third presentation will open it up for your comments, for your questions, and for your clarification. Thank you very much. Professor, have your 2-minute intervention before we leave the room.
You've done it by the way. Number 2, late station to make us independent the late intellectual forum. Because the Aramweer, when they don't tell you, one on left here, one on left way, Mumkulet, Belarabin Bohera, Mustafafi, أو مجمع مستقبلي بوهرات كده بكون جدا وراني تعمل كيف تلاتو وجدا في أي سبب راناي بيقولوا ميفين هكذا جوابات intellectualism وشيما يومي يقولون an intellectual is a well-informed person but again somebody who is aware somebody is aware and knowledgeable. Informed, aware, knowledgeable, and peaceful. This is an intellect. That is an intellect. I will congratulate Philip when he came to Khartoum. I like to know what it. Straight he went for studies. I knew this person because I'm with you. And from that time we had a gap with them. Today is what I witnessed him. He made a very nice presentation. We must write about ourselves. You want to know you, you want to know you. You live that good. And this is, it goes also with the line of UNESCO. UNESCO, when we are here, they talk about heritage. Heritage by being Muslim. Lord, get the knowledge about, get information about UNESCO, you will talk with the better rights material for us. Peacekeeping and peacebuilding. Now, Southern Sudanese, from the top to the last, they don't talk about culture of peace. They don't talk about culture of peace. And culture of peace is defined as a set of ideas, values, attitudes, behavior which reject violence, and they carry dialogue. Without dialogue, you cannot do anything better.
Hence, the peace in lakes, I witnessed it when I went last September. I went from here, but go attack, that's good. But we want to build culture of peace within South Sudanese society. If lakes are alone and people are frightened in Juba, is there peace? There's no peace. So I would recommend that let us build culture of peace. And my brother Yob cut me down. I would have gone earlier. I want to know something about rail. And I want to congratulate Paul Philip. He put it very nicely. That we are there. I think today I'm happy because everybody must be proud of his or her origin. You must be proud of your origin, where you come from. We are there. When I was a child, I used to be asked.
Let me ask the question, then you answer.
Wait, let him finish.
But then,
Yes, let me answer.
Why not let him finish?
Thank you. My reaction is about the word rape. Because in Yarrow, there are Atwot and Cheat and Aliap. The word rape is new to me. The word rape does not include the APAC. How would you call the APAC? Wait. And I really wanted more explanation. Because there was a time when I was in Britain, Justin Gordon, they had the same similar discussion from Canada, from the United States, from Australia. We were involved with the Denga War. One of the questions to me was, they had put, they speak the Nuer language. Then what do we call them? Delta. That was the question to me. I said, I don't know. If you get somebody from a court, you ask him. So the word Atwot to me, there are people called Atwot Bombay who are on the Nile there. The word red is only connected with the white. It has nothing to do with the people called Rorokai. It has nothing to do with the people of Akut. It has nothing to do with the Apap. So do you agree yourself to be called red when you are not a red? I'm happy with the I didn't know that play was also an anthropologist. The anthropologists we know, the people that Professor Denga include Godfrey Inhart, they include Evan Richard. And somebody was saying here the word steadiness. I remember that I was asking about this word. This word, steadiness, was called up by Evan Richard. The steadiness were Nuer and the Dinkas. Richard also called up a word which is difficult to understand. He said the Nuer society is an organized anarchy. Nobody can explain that statement. Also connected with identity, who are we? What do we really mean by identity? One time I was in London. I met Professor Godfrey in the home of
We were studying with the Mayor separately. He came and talked to us in Denver. He asked me in Denver, "Get on the panel." He also asked Mark Mayor. He said, "Get on the panel." Mark Mayor said, "And I got." And then he turned to me. This is the identity of Aliam now. He was going to tell me. God, you Aliam people, you were very difficult to be ruled by the English people. And one good thing with you is that you always say the truth. This is our identity as Aliam people. Now, people who are similar to us are gap. Because in the Rumbek, people say when someone is talking openly, you say you talk gap.
Make this a short, sir.
Huh?
Make this a short.
It is the same with Aliya people also. They talk openly, they say things like the God. But that is not my point. The point I wanted to say is about rape.
I think, Professor, that is very good. Now, apart from all the rest of the thing that Justice was talking about, you answer something about it, and then we'll continue to the next session.
No, I must respond to you right now.
Yes.
Maulana, when I was a child, I used to be asked, "Okay, why took me there? How I took me?" When I was a child, I was asked, "Okay, why took me? How I took me?" I talk real language. A real man, Kelai, Wapor, Ujil, Bullet, Canary. This is what I know when I was a small child, and I grew up like that. This is a quota. I went to radio and I went to a good elementary school. That was an agar word meant on those who deceive people, not deceive people. That is an insight. And by the way, you got to my daughter how to give me this. I used to talk. How do I talk to you? I talk by one, but two one. I did that when I was a kid. And I will know this. By the way, my dear participant, I am very happy indeed with both people. The issue of what is a different issue. If we are not using this, can we pass them a permit to go to Parliament and a vote? 5 against 1? No. But we are for the unity of Europe. Thank you very much, my brother. I think I'll stop here and continue.
Thank you very much. Professor Benko, comments will check the lawyer, will have to go backlog, KTA, video young dog. Get 1 hour or less. So our next program, panel to give the non-public comments, and then we'll call it a day. Now, a few things you can announce. Thank you very much. Give me your attention. We are coming to the end. And I'm going to announce, though it's in the middle of the process, engineer Borman Rumabulto, it's better one. Hotel of now, it's kind of generally organized. Big Barnami Dam, they will work out almost 50% of the contributions. Almost 50% or more than that of the contribution, mentioned by the contribution just for the sake of recognition. Very important about this hall, but Bang Tingban, our elder, is also an intellectual, and it's a great man who has ideas. We are one of the men that know many generations. Our elder, Malone Jermaine, is there sitting there. He's the founder of Imperial Forum. So you have had it. Thank you very much. Briefly, before taking the next panel, my co-MC Bachor, the panel introduce. Just give me 3 minutes. Kubaran Mandan Aramweer Village, Namandan Aramweer young basketball outside the country, and I'm very good initiative to Lloyd sports in Lakes State supported. Virtual Lakes Holiday Olympics. It has been supporting young people here in Lake State, back in the state, the girl left water so that they actually actualize their talents. So the bench kulang bench bachol announcement they call van loy or not the message best game of play outside.
Shukran MC. Because of time, protocol around today. And an age on Bench Kulang. I'm from Lake State. Trong mà các lôi bên nó sẽ ba mươi mét. Abang may yang riak, Chairman of Aramweer Intellectual Forum, Bukang Park. Kita bacol then. Oh, taman GP spend Lake State. Anong gitu ke tapi diaspora. Jangan kau lihat datang. Aje kan you pay to the bukai di bukai lake. Kalau bukai lake, bang sport bumi bukai engage. Macam big nick, big taman engage all fees to buy. And these founders are Dominic Riak Maker, Oganong Wenye, Gabriel Makwan Golf. Oganong Maria Anwada Mui. Economica, Atopage. Bukachi Kaloy, athletics. She introduced basketball, chess, in which last year they took Loy, one of chairman, both honorable both made it. It was in by then. Football, Oganong handball, Oganong volleyball, Oganong wrestling. Oganong is speed walking, in which to learn where, Urache, quite good water, Mamada, Monica, Ayarmawat. Can you clap for her? Then, Governor was there also as number 2, and then the Speaker in number 3. Oganong wheelchair, basketball. Okay, the Paika, I am polarized. I am international. And these people are going to continue the band back as support. Wheelchair basketball. I am Rwanda, I am Joe. Kaga, I am Kawaja. Oganong wrestling. Appoint that man at the Tinker band. Who quite sponsored at our time. These people come on. I know they don't get paid their band. Appoint Pamden. Oganong, David Saga, one of the sponsors. Oganong Mariale Authority, one of the sponsors. Oganong engineer from Maputo, one of the sponsors. Chechi Manakagi, Oganong Dito, Oganong Deng Dito Biam, one of us at Imperial Lake State, a couple of ladies. Amen. I said the man love, and it's a bank someone of these things. Bigger than it quite yeah, part of our contribution, fees, can alangkan kana polos. These polos, ayaw ko kaya sabab, kunyala ko edit. Nekeka Abu Gabani Coach, Chabatanakal, in Aramweer Intellectual. And twin, our guest of honor, Justice Uncle Young Kong. And the room, a patron of the day. Then Molana Dengaur. Okay, and the our chairman of the Intellectual Forum, economist Usas Abang Mayak, who quite comfortable. They will be now, and if they are not, then there's no problem. We are sorry for that. Gone from there up to that side. Ya betul. Kak Kaman. Saya dah kirisan. Saya kecil kita kebet. Atika, they represent our 8 counties. Achugar Lurwer, the headquarters Rube, Erwon, Rubela, Yerul, maybe Lerone, or Gabela, Shebet, or Gabetana, which is Ulu. Karabat Quebec, I know with athletics, I know with basketball, chess, football, handball, volleyball, wheelchair, and wrestling. Otherwise, yeah, the band
Thank you, that is a very good work, and we appreciate you. Now, Oga Tiok, Kamen Jalaka panel, we have discussed. We still have our elders around, and they have been very patient enough. So I hope we'll give ourselves the next 30 minutes to listen to the presenters, and then we also hear the commentaries as we all react. If we not take the next 40 minutes before we complete all this process. Yeah, the situation is so congested and the program is very congested, but that is room for learning. We have learned a lot, and I think we'll be able to do that next time. Now, our next topic is the third session, which is the Vision 2035, where we are reimagining the future of the state. And the person who will be leading us in this session is none other than our sister, Ambassador Victoria Anil. She will come and invite the panelists as we continue. Welcome, Victoria.
Thank you, Molana. For the sake of time, I stand on the already established protocol, and I add my voice to thank the organizers and the brains behind this brilliant initiative. It is timely and it's crucial. It's the first time to bring people from Lake State together, and we highly appreciate that. I'm one of the people who commit to continue supporting this initiative. For the sake of time, I'm not going to do a PowerPoint presentation. I've been guided by the organizers to make it concise, and I will try my best to make it as concise as possible. I've been asked to talk about, to present a bit and set the scene for the panelists regarding reimagining the future of Lake State. Before we go to the future, let's take a glance on the past. And I think some of you have already mentioned a few of the things earlier. Lake State has a historic eminence. It has a historic eminence. We've always had influence as people of Lake State. We've always been talking about national issues. And I think my elders here could agree with me on that. It goes back from colonial period. And my uncle here, Ayan Kom, is writing a book. The people of Lake State has made immense contributions during colonial period resisting the British. And in 1919, the famous fight of the Alia people against the British is well documented. They captured the whole police station to the point that the Mufatish had to send soldiers from Mangala, where Aliab was belonging to, and at times they even resorted to bring soldiers from Khartoum to come and rescue the situation because of the Aliab people. This is not because we didn't mean, but it's pride. Quite late, Amanda. Kwamanda. Late uncle Victorian ko Timothy Tangala Manda. Edaren Mandi. Go Tiani, the Botian, the British. They are resisting the British. A big doctor, a big police station, big dog, could not keep it. To the point that she raised in the House of Commons in the UK by the wife of Mufatish Regino. And Kolayamka was writing a book on that. And that book will be launched soon. And I think many of you will learn from it. This is in terms of the colonial period. Back in 1820s, women empowerment has always been a pioneer in women empowerment and women education. It was in the 80s, 1820s, 1840, around that time. A Chidon being enslaved by the Arabs. She went as far as going to Burman. She learned Arabic language. The first female paramount chief, Gok Ngok. Maybe a discrimination, I'm not sure, but that has not been mentioned anywhere. But she was very influential. She has learned to maintain that relationship and link with the British. Something a woman cannot do in that era, where patriarchal society and where patriarchy was at the climax. Another thing on women empowerment is my role model, my auntie, late Dr. Victoria Yara Ronkachwal. In the 40s, she finished higher education. Not only finishing higher education, she became a national MP. And she was elected at the regional council. Her brother is here, Uncle Ruben Madol, Yanakujangit, and that's a pride to us. Another thing we have pioneered, our mother and commander, Agir Gumakol. She has reached where no woman has reached. Be a commander, commanding, and she has contributed and made immense contributions in history. In academia, we have made immense contributions. Professor Angban is a scholar who taught in many universities, including Makerere University by then. And Professor Angban has authored a number of books. And he was the first South Sudanese to be a Dean of College of Education in the University of Juba. Isn't that great? We're quite late to honor history. We honor history, we honor contributions, Chakaloy, and even in Anyanewan, we made contributions. In the War of Liberation, at Chikichak, where we have examples here, General Malik Ruben, General Mahmoud Solomon, they were top best signalists. They were participating in combat, General Bon Philip. They contributed in every aspect of the liberation struggle. Even on the political front, Marco Tuamachich, Marco Polo, my maternal uncle, they shaped the manifesto. They worked hard on the political front. Some of them were political commissars. These are things that cannot be overlooked. We have made history. We have shaped the history and political landscape of South Sudan. How about current? Where are we in the political landscape? It's food for thought. Are we still influential? Are we united? Is the social cohesion still there? Are we making contributions as we used to? About period as people of Lake State. And why? Why are we not anymore as we used to be in the past? From colonial period to the liberation struggle and up to now, what has gone wrong? There are people like Justice Gordon Obimapach. These are few first judges who have also, he was the first person to lead a political party, Southern Front, as well as Gordon Montatman, who has made contributions. And he was one of the people who was really pushing for self-determination of the South. These are a few things I wanted to say. Now, why are we reimagining the future? Why? It's important for us to imagine the future so that we rethink and we reshape our current approaches in making a better and prosperous Lake State. I've divided it down into a few topics about reimagining the future of Lake State. Number one is peace, security, and social cohesion. It's top priority for us. I'm imagining a peaceful, secure, prosperous Lake State where we accept each other as a Tuat, as real. Not a Tuat, I'm sorry to say that. My colleagues from Rail would not like that. But we need to accept each other because it's a state. It's a state that has diverse culture and ethnic groups. And I also want to add my voice to Uncle Abini Bako. Today we have been recognized. All of us, I think, we feel recognized in this room. The Mwanjang of Lake State and the non-Mwanjang, like the Belima in-laws. And this is what we need to keep. Inclusivity. Inclusivity is what we want to push for in Lake State so that you see yourself as part and parcel of a state that can accommodate all of us regardless of our counties, our numbers, our ethnicity, our languages, or our background. We need to feel all accommodated in this beautiful state of Lake State. And when it comes to the peace, I would like to see a prosperous and peaceful Lake State. I add my voice to Honorable Kwame Yamakechi. The current peace we're enjoying in Lake State is not a one-person work. It's a collective effort of all of you in this room. I remember when General Lin was appointed, all of us sat, people draw a blueprint, and that blueprint is now being implemented and has been successful. But again, we need to recognize the leadership of General Lin in that. So it takes two to tango. The leadership is important, but again, the collective responsibility and efforts of people of Lake State, especially the youth and intellectuals, have made what we are today. However, how can we sustain the gains made during this? Because we have seen recently some skirmishes and some emergence of pockets of insecurity. I know my brother, Minister of Information, is looking at me. Yes, we have to accept that there's some few skirmishes that has emerged. And for us to put an end to those, we need to really re-examine and reconsider our approaches in sustaining that peace. We need to include traditional as well as modern approaches in sustaining the Lake State. Another thing is the culture and heritage. I would like to see us holding into our culture because our culture is our identity. In future and for the generations to come, I think things have changed. Even Dan Chiwa, Dan Liberty Dan there. So even in a tale like that, but why are we doing this? We have adulterated our culture. We have adulterated our culture. We have adopted other people's culture. It's important for us to keep that culture because it identifies us and it's our identity. So one thing we need to keep is our culture and our heritage and our identity. I'll give you an example. I was in Khartoum, born there, raised there, did all my education there. But one time topic, because we've been taught that back here, other tribes are in topic. It is something that we have taken from our mothers and our point. Another thing, my in-laws, they have a strong culture and heritage. When my beloved husband was in Egypt working as a security attaché, one of my in-laws came from Mulu for medical treatment. So we went on a road trip to Alexandria. We went to restaurants around the Mediterranean Sea, and we were offered seafood, prawns and lobsters and all those. So I told him, why don't you take some, because I've ordered seafood, and a very so I ordered seafood, and he said, so everybody in Lake State have a strong culture and heritage, and that thing of tuluing cry, it is with the belly, it is with even with the Mwanjang of Lake State. Ajigura order of the day. The world respected. But we're but our elders are being abused by the youth. Misuse of social media is not good way workers. So education and human capital. Lake State has always been iconic. Umbek Secondary School stands as an icon for excellence in education, a hub of unity that has brought together elites who are currently in Malbayaman, our secondary. Kwake went from all parts of South Sudan. It has fostered unity. Why don't we as intellectuals and contemporary being any school, Rubeck Secondary School, be equipped well, it is a man by the diaspora. The diaspora has a role to play in that. I mean, imagining in future to have education in Lake State, we are number one. We are top priority. Not just education, but excellence. We are center of excellence for education in Lake State. We are also a state that is rich in agricultural land. So in future, I would like to see more investment in agriculture, smart technology that are resilient to climate, attracting Rumbegis and other parts of lakes, achieve the goal where floods. Sometimes, because they are between. How long are we going to continue doing rain-dependent agriculture? We need to think about mechanized farming, irrigation, smart technology, and the youth will be involved when technology is smart. And that's now what the push people are going for, to turn into smart agriculture that is climate resilient, to foster that inclusivity of the youth. The digitalization and entertainment, where is important for the young people to utilize digital era for benefits like entrepreneurship, for background point. It's not just going on TikTok and Facebook, it's not that digitalization, but you need to learn and equip yourself with digital skills, artificial intelligence, machine learning. These are now the new trending things that we need to learn and adopt to change our life and change our future for the better. Infrastructure and basic services. We would like to see a Lake State which is not like looking like villages. I was very happy to go to Yerul by road last year. I saw development happening. I saw beautiful shops on the road, buildings, hotels. These are the things we want to see in Lake State: infrastructure, hospitals, modern schools. We want to move out to be modern people. Let us go and bury our loved ones in our homes in the villages and leave the homes Medina. We are going to ask the feed one day and we are away and we are I know Jima is just watching me, but I have to finish my thing because it's not my fault to be the last person. I'm coming to an end anyway. Elders and custodians of wisdom. Today we have seen the wisdom of elders. Mulana Yak, Professor Abel Wako, Professor Bena Umur, how they have really enriched this discussion and made it very interesting. And about a younger way, quite but some of us have disappointed elders. So we cannot get rid of our elders. These are custodians of the wisdom, of culture, of heritage. We need to maintain them and create that intergenerational link between them. We need them very, very much to give us the wisdom and to shape our thinking and to help us also to move beyond this. To end this, I just want to thank one more time Aramweer Intellectual Forum for this opportunity. And I think it's like Oliver Trees, we need more. We need more of these forums. We need to come together and go into agreement. This one day is not enough. We need more days where we can come, discuss, have group discussions, come with recommendations, and make sure that we're not just leaving this hall and leaving everything here, but putting it into action. Thank you so much, and I wish you celebration.
Thank you so much, Victoria. We really apologize for putting you under pressure. Time is not on our side, and that's why we are giving you hard time. I would like to recognize some of our former ministers that we have not recognized for the long day. Honorable Benedict Mayan, I think we have recognized you earlier and we recognize you again. He's a former minister in Lake State. Honorable Mayan Majority, former minister of education. We also recognize your presence. And Musa Malik, you have taught a lot of people. Nikoraki, we see you there. So all of us are recognized in this particular forum. Now I have made an oversight earlier by graphing from Honorable Walter the opportunity to chair this particular session. So Honorable, forgive me and come to continue with your panelists. Thank you.
Shukran Molana. We'll be very brief. We a justice to our leader and sister, Honorable Victoria. I can't introduce properly because presentation to know and who she is, we must know. Honorable Victoria Andimayu is the current ICAD head of Mission in South Sudan. She was also our former Undersecretary of the Ministry of Health and the former Minister of Health for Lake State. So you can see the experience in a young boy opportunity to now, our panel, a panel of distinguished young leaders, will not have the time to introduce you and your background, but because of time, Honorable Joseph Bolagao, Member of Parliament, Dr. John Sabit Malik, former Member of Parliament, national level, Oganong Golmokwelwell. Gentlemen, you are welcome. What you will do, that will be a little bit unique because in a presentation, our leader has summarized, and I will provide 2 lead questions so that you can now put your remarks into the presentation. Number 1, in terms of governance and institutional transformation, how can Lake State build a strong, transparent, and service-centered institution that must earn our public trust? So be a part of your as you come and make your comments. Number 2, in terms of peace, social cohesion, and community resilience, what new approaches can be adopted to strengthen peace, resolve intercommunal conflicts, and consolidate social fabric of our state? So this is the summary of the presentation, in my view, killed by our sister before watching the money. And I would like to give this opportunity to Honorable Boy Jose Bagao, 5 minutes to give your remarks.
I will not be here for 5 minutes. It will be 2 minutes. Not Victor, Galo, Victor, Wachi, Jamare, Bogan, Piece of Wachi, Jamare. Yeah, thank you very much, the moderator. Paul Joseph Agao is my name. I'm from NDM, National Democratic Movement Party, a politician, of course. And I hold the CDF committee in the National Parliament. So I'm a chairperson for Constituency Development Fund Committee. I am also the Secretary General, elected one, not Republican voter, SG, but an elected one by the party NDM in August. So I'm the Secretary General of NDM, the party which is led by Dr. Lama Kolajowi. I think, am I causing the murmur or something else? Yes, it is an evening to appreciate because I came late, and I came late because I was engaged in our political bureau meeting. Then I had to join the committee of the parliament legislating on cybercrime and computer misuse bill, which was tabled on Tuesday, and I had a lot of contribution. And the parliament resolved that I must be with the committee to fine-tune the bill so that it is taken to the president for assent into law. So I had a lot of things on Saturday. That's why I came late, and I apologize. When people who spoke before me, when they started, they touched a lot of things that I wanted to touch on, and especially on imagining the future of Lake State. You know, when you say imagine in English, I think it is when you close your mind, you close your eyes, and you see with your mind. You know, there is a third eye that we don't know. When you close your eye, that mind, that eye that makes you put your hand in your mouth without missing it is the eye which is used for imagination. So the blind man does not miss the mouth because there is one eye for imagination where the mouth is. When we are imagining Lake State, welcome. I just spoke about you when you were on your way. How are you?
Welcome. Honorable
This should not be carried to you by somebody reporting it. It should come back to you. I was saying I am an NDM Secretary General elected, not decreed by a Republican order. Welcome, my colleague. We are both MPs, and now, by coincidence, we are both SGs. One elected and one decreed. Now coming to our topic, we are imagining politically when my friend Napoleon Adok spoke here.
Order, please. Apart from being secretary and he is also a Cambodian.
The comedy not when we are imagining things and we want to have some positive imagination, this will include our commercial interest, the opportunity that our colleague, our brother Napoleon Adok was talking about here. Our 5 neighbors are potential political spoilers of our stability. And if we want to imagine that Lake State, a peaceful, harmonious Lake State with living in tranquility, it means that we must engage. And there is something I want to say to those who have immediate border with the Unity State communities, especially Europe East, and especially Rumbek East and Rumbek North. Listen to this very carefully. A neighbor, a land neighbor, will never be a choice. You find yourself there, and there is no wish that you would roll that land and throw it far away from yourself. Lake State must try to relate, to create peace, to find avenues of living well with their neighbors, and especially with the Unity State. And if that succeeds, because if you dream that you can lead this country, there is no way you will avoid a vote from Unity State. If you dream that Lake State will have a child called President of the Republic of South Sudan, a woman or a man, you will never say that I don't need a vote from anywhere because I don't need them. You will still need them. And if you need them, it must start from today, so that you imagine how you can relate to these people politically. And some people, they think that there is traditional enmity. No, there is no traditional one. Only 1 minute. So, with the 1 minute, I am winding up by saying, let us have some relationship with our neighbors and compromise on some of our beliefs. And those beliefs are things that we can throw away and then we live together. On the economic basis, you know, commercial people like Lake State, we have the cows. Actually, if I tell you the meat that is consumed in Juba is brought here by the people of Lake State. If you go to Bashirli, on the other side of the river, it is the same Akot who have the dollar in their hands in the markets, who are the sellers of those cows. And the meat you consume in your house is from these Akot who are from Europe West, your own people. So this commercial life needs your relationship with your neighbors. And I would say the best legumes, groundnuts in the whole world is from Lake State. I went even to Atlanta in Georgia. where late Jimmy Carter, their family are known for peanut butter. They are the one who grow the groundnuts in America. But their peanut is still something like a modified food. But ours is organic food that is planted on virgin land of Lake State. And if we continue planting our legumes, we might be the best to export. Makwanga Matanga can be exported all over the world. And people will be looking for where Makwanga of Lake State is. And that is the best peanut butter in the whole world. You don't believe it, but you will find it when you take your time. The sesame, the white sesame, Nyongwe, the oil for white sesame, which is only produced in Lake State, is used in all big factories for oiling the engines of the factories. And it is only produced in our state. So if we go back to what Napoleon was talking, our agriculture, and to mention it, we go back to our agriculture, you will find out that we can be the hub where all the African businesses are centered. We would be saying, let us have the airport in Tallinn, and then everything that is produced in Lake State will be going out from Tallinn. On our own views, the honey has been graded. I found out the honey from Ulu, and that is where you find it goes up to the Zagaland, the Western Equatoria. We still have the grade 1 honey, and this is from Lake State, from our own Imperial and Mondo people. When you have the best of materials, and you are organized like what has been done by our people, and especially the chair, my colleague Agog, I think I should have introduced myself by saying I'm a classmate to Agog so that I become great. A great man like you, an association that is linking me to you would make me great, because such an event, launching a very important organization for your people, is something that even if we don't exhaust today, as many people were asking, we need more time. We will need more time, and that topics would be restrained and restricted. That we are discussing only these topics so that we produce more. When I was rising, issues were raising in my mind, what to say and what not to say. But because of time now, I'm giving the mic to my colleague, Sebin. We will discuss more when we have more time. Thank you.
Thank you. You have taken 2 minutes from our time. Comrade Dr. Paul Kodi, the HPLM Secretary General, you're welcome. After the final session of our program, and what we are discussing now, the third session, a vision 2035, a 10-year vision for lakes and its people. And what we are saying, we are imagining the future of lakes. What kind of lakes by 2035? Very cool. Keynote presentation of this session was remarkably and eloquently presented by our sister, Honorable Dr. Animayu. So just to introduce you to the program now, the panelists are giving their comments to this presentation. Our next panelist, Dr. John Selmanit, is a medical doctor and was our former member of parliament. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Comrade Paul. The protocol remains observed. The patron of the day, the guest of honor, our Secretary General, Dr. Paul, you are highly welcome.
I think the presenters walked us through 3 things. They started by telling us about the past, the present, and then they told us to imagine the future. When you look at this sequence, it tells you these things are interconnected. You must know your past, say that informs your decision in the present. And you use these present decisions as a vehicle to take you to the future that all of us are imagining here. This is the summary of what we have all been doing here. And it was very beautiful. Now the few things
that I've come here to talk about, when we talk about that past, what is in the past that we need to carry forward to the present? It is not everything in the past that was useful, of course. There were so many good things in the past, but there are things in the past that we must either abandon, innovate, or change completely, so that we have a better present. There are things that we're not going well in late state, things that we cannot be proud of, things that are not needed by the current situation, things that must change. Are we willing to change these things, so that we have a better today and a better tomorrow? What were our weaknesses if we as the people of Lakes did not accept or require protection in terms of politics, in terms of leadership? What were the weaknesses? Are we willing to correct those weaknesses, saying that we have a better future for Lakes State in 2035? We challenge ourselves. Let us identify those weaknesses and work hard to change them. The present. Does our present look similar to our past? Someone was talking here about our cultures. A lot has changed in our cultures. So many things have gone wrong. Do we look like our grandfathers? Do we still hold the same values that they so much cherished 50 years ago? If things have changed, what do we do so that we stay connected with that beautiful past? Our children, our young ones are adopting cultures that can harm us now and harm our future. We are brought awareness here. How much work are we doing to ensure that our children, our young ones, do not adopt cultures that can harm the future of Lake State in 2035? Having said this, we need the tools to imagine that future. You cannot imagine that future, that beautiful future, when you don't have the right tools. The best tools that are being used in the modern world are tools of education. And someone has spoken about technology. How much education are we acquiring in Lake State to enable us to move into that beautiful future? Is our education relevant? Education, in my opinion, is not about going to school and being able to read and write. Your education must identify a problem and solve it. How many of us are in this hall who can identify problems in Lake State and solve them so that we have a better 2035? These are the type of tools we need. And for us to get to that 2035, the beautiful future we imagine, we must arm ourselves with those tools. Lastly, because of time, I want to say our past is our origin, and this is our root. We can't be uprooted. If you get uprooted, you can't yield fruits. That's why we must make sure we stick to our roots. We use what was good in our roots to inform our current decisions and our actions. And we must use our past and the present as the vehicle to transport us to the future that we so much desire. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Victor, for your beautiful remarks. And I think the key point are tools. What tools must we possess in order to imagine ourselves as people of Lake State by 2035? Quarter to know. The Lake State will imagine by that time, by that time, the State Hospital of Lakes, which advanced in terms of facilities. So what exactly are we reimagining? I think this is rather important for us to share our discussion. Kayen, our last person in the final in the family, our brother, pilot, you are welcome to make your remarks in the reimagining of the future of my state.
Thank you, Honorable Paul. When the man protocol of today, the man I took, we will try to summarize everything. Quite a lot here. I think pressure of time. Bilanek, go back at what I think the quick. Momentum limit, again, you break keep along. The gate classes, they get their number. I'm very thankful to presenter, Dr. Alip, Ambassador. He done a good Ukaka, I could explain Quebec. To the Jada work to be tailed at Jada in Zealand. If you got it and I feel the book future of lakes, book talking. Kagane, age all done by it. As he were by the Tiberia, Honorable Ball. You have needed me. Can you do none of me there? Go, Air, go one and on the key town, a deep, good deep. They are central idea of the day, the Juba utility. A well, go Bugalo, get to the and if you take down the general, we better not be. They are concentrating on Vicky Bay. Getting about to the small thing we will take a vision in the whole that is different from, that is different from the theory. Different from this. I think Ogal will cock. Ogal will cock, and you check it to bring it in. Akina is the same in Kiba and Yatan. I think of politics will summarize because Ogagi Chetan. Here we're going to vision and direction. Vision and direction. Kunai direction. Ogagi Jamawan. Legs, you be then they are not only. Kunai direction. Here, Kiva and Kitty, a command to the Iran. The North we were doing. What I learned in the country we were doing. And I'm careful to talk again. You were at the Balloy. But I'm careful, the Luke again, the Jabakan Bayo. The tea of it, I want to kill a monk of Bugatti. The North you with Aki Gobi legs. Here, that he had to do man. A development. A security, a true buy. You can get up a ye, a key alone. Do not talk with you. That you went at that, you went at. And you can, in the case I look at whatever you went at that, what can I be going to get up? I mean, I could tell never told me. Go. Go very you can have vision, yeah, direction. Can I have direction? Go back to wait and can. Get to go view in the guy. Go community, John X. A child who got out of direction, and if you don't vision to jump on it, the vision to wear the end, the jacket and integrity. The good turn towards an enlightened and prosperous Aramweer community. In a vision that now I'm going to look on columns after that. We are devising a model for ensured progress. That is the mission in the mission to by Dominica. I just book visions, book Kirika, go along these missions. Here and I kilometer I snack from here. And kilometer. Because I told the core values, I got principles, you put the loyalty in a related. The loyalty in a related. Visions a direction for destination. Missions a year that he don't want to be done, lucky by your Arabia, and where I know Mega or where Europe. The Europe can come in Atlantic. We are going to young man chat, but not a year and a young mission, I know mission that thing I keep about that chat, but you aka core values. Aka core values. Because if you go to the come on, go to back. Can it by stressed properly because the arrangement here to put it in order I want from this. Can we visions can be by missions? We core values they can learn, but get our next vision, we have core objectives. That could be an arrangement. Motto is a moral but to charge you so that you can go key private. Kan ele balwel about leg state. Ajan buka la loy ka book development bula loy. Ko kamu janji what type of development go kamu guru development ka buka da kike character da buka behave da in order to achieve it. Because it's all about commitment. If we are not committed, we can imagine something but we will not reach there. Okay, for the sake of people. And I'm two people, key individuals, but I'm alone for the sake of the people. Have we accepted to suffer for all of us? Now I get it 1 minute. Here, I can wait to highlight the channel. Rana jambu ga go dum nam properly state bila ka be ki ni to ka ani yai ta ko te wa ke the word integrity in the development kula the logo ga ni ta wa ta man logo integrity in English I think ai ka ba e bu ki yelo ya to ka ki yelo the logo ni ka bu lo ga yu pa na bu ya te thank you.
Thank you, Private. This is brilliant. And, the key word from your remarks integrity. So I think I got a term integrity. We look at that in Monja. I think the core, the central core value of leadership is integrity. Now, I've been directed to give only three comments or questions to the audience. Bajong Lam, Kanto Pulang, Kabu Mwaji, so the last person, who are you? Are you coming? Your name? What? Okay. 1 minute, yeah?
Okay. Call me Wanted Date.
Wanted, okay.
My question is so simple. Aramweer Intellectual Forum, is it an association, an organization, or it is a government entity?
Very good. And that gets to the leadership, Gog and the team. Is it an association? Is it a government entity? What is it exactly? I think I know better about it, but it should be. You should enlighten the public more. Yes.
Good evening to you all, the Aramweer people, all protocol observed. Yana Nichola Ring, Abraham Job, Yana Aramweer, Valentina Aramweer. Where we got to jam, I will talk in one jam about mixed with English. The presenters are jam about leadership, security, culture, and they touch bases on different topics. But my question is, given all that, about health. Nobody talk about health. I just completed my Masters of Public Health and Tropical Medicine, so I'm health personnel. I was expecting Dr. Nick to do a presentation about health issues that are affecting people of Lake State. and people of South Sudan. But I cannot jam about different stuff before. Again, when I think we're going to go back happy in 2035.
Thank you. Thank you, madam. That's a good question. People who are healthy by 2035, yes. And my apologies, that concludes my three.
Well, first of all, I'm here, Michael check. Next, but the idea is that trying to instead of confusion. So from the very beginning, it's supposed to be idea to discuss. We need to try to correct you the thing, make it good. And then from there we establish to move forward. And this also a test for intellectuality mindset. It's like a record, it's like about we do not know, popularity knows, come for it in company. So now, we're going to meet the back. And I'm sharing the chief control. The market that I can get. Well, let me really use what you want to get on worry, but I can't go to it. So they're going to go forward. What after the wrong, this idea is little with them. They are about to share one day. What's my own? When I go, when I have to if you look at you must make sure that you are prepared for that gap that can. I'm not sure about the job. So, we took a key down. I got actual kind of annoying. Question which is the right question. The sense that they are with us. In the sense that can't be required to avoid really to local organization. When I actually required to go, but you don't have that platform, okay, for us. Because we are not from the same political party. And we have seen that the attacking us better and the ruling party, okay? But now for community, we must talk about community based community, not to attack the personalities of the country. That was wrong. So we have to be very mindful because this country now is less better. Because the ruling party,
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now I've been instructed to give two questions. Molana, the gentleman at the back. Yes.
Good evening. While the protocol remain observed, my name is Molana Yang. Mine is a contribution towards the last presentation, reimagining Lake State in that year that has been mentioned. I would want to see a Lake State where rule of law prevails. Because without law, all one will be saying is nothing. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, gentlemen. Yeah. Is there? My apologies. That will be our last.
Hello. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. By name William Ujubi. I'm an anthropologist by training. And I'm a member of the Interdisciplinary Working Group on ICH. I'm interested on the issue of culture. That's why I want to add my voice as a point of helping you guys in this process. I'm going to put it very well. I'm trained on ICH, Inventory of Cultural Element. I'm lucky enough to be among the African which were trained on this kind of this training in Vermont and Ujong. What I want to say is that your presentation is all about elements that are which need to be preserved. And I'm trained on that. So I'm requesting you, Uncle, so that I can start in contact with you and I add you in our group of African IC members so that by next year, in that vision that you guys are talking, next year we are doing something on national inventories, whereby me and Don Mark, we assign the whole of Barakazam to do the inventories, the cultural inventories, so that it should be archived on our national inventories. And after that, South Sudan as a country
has nominated only one element after 20 years, and the useful list of cultural heritage representative. Just wait. Do that. It's very important information. We have ratified 2003 Geneva Convention, which guide the cultures, and our fight is in the hand of our son, Isaac, and the Ministry of Culture. So we mean that we can do a lot. So I want to promise the whole team and the people of Lake that 2025 we shall have 2 to 3 elements and our national inventory. And by then, 2035, I promise you, by the will of God, we shall have one element that will be inscribed at the level at the UNESCO.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. You know, to me, in touch with the Secretariat, to provide that information. I'll be provided by the Secretariat to call these 3 people to make 1 minute each comment. Engineer Francis Malou, you have a minute. And then Gumten, you have a minute. Dr. Akim Okwe. So, what you can't hear, so that the quality of the phone will program.
Thank you so much. My name is Ustaz Francis Aramweer, and I am famously known by my pet names, Malutho Children. My inputs are going to be on 2 things. One, the presentation of Lieutenant General Bor Woodship. My input is that the heterogeneous communities of Lake States are 7. He forgot to insert a Park community. A Park community is independent of any other community within Yerul. In Yerul, indeed, we have 4. We have a Diab, Sheikh, Rail, and a Park community. A park, by definition, has 9 subsections. I will not mention them, but I'll give to you. It is bordering in the north, those ends of Lake Ibor, Panija. Then northeast, that is Church area. East and southeast, it is territory of Rail that it borders. Then in the southwest, it is bordering Jurupel, which is Ulu County. We have a terminal where we meet. Then from northwest to the west is bordering Greater Agar community. This has to be made clear. A park is independent. And indeed, a park exists in present day Yerul West. Number 2, submission, is how we are trying to reimagine the Lake State. I want to thank the panel for having come up with such an intellectual forum. However, we need to define 2 things that will kill this forum. There are only 2 things that kill associations or forums. 1, political interest. You will find elders, Dr. Hanib was talking, that youth of Lake State are trying to insult the politicians, the elders. The youth are frustrated, and that is the reason that they are insulting their elders. When we come to Lakes, you find an elder does not lift a child. The equivalent of Lakes youth are now ministers in this government from the far end of Rizal. But we don't have youth ministers who are in 40, 45. This is because the elders don't uplift the young ones. The office managers of 205 are now under-secretaries. Where are our office managers to be ministers or under-secretaries? That is one thing that would kill this program or this forum. Number 2, there is no an idea today that can move without finance. It means that all ideas in the contemporary world are only moving through finance. And by that, I'm going to provide $100. Thank you. So I'm giving $100 to you so that you can continue with these ideas to liberate Lake State. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I will start 1 minute.
That part of 100 is very interesting. How much are you bringing?
I'm not starting with money. Thank you, moderator, for giving me the chance. I need first to recognize the presence of our elders, a person of the battle of the day, and the guest of honor. I'm happy to be part of this platform. I was informed that there is Aramweer Intellectual Forum, and I made sure that though I was not feeling okay to attend in person, I need to commend the role that has been done by my colleagues, Agog and his team. You know, these are brilliant ideas that must bring us together. I need to appreciate what they have done. You know, I am standing here on behalf of youth in academia. I'm a young man who pursue my educations and continue to teach in high educations like universities. So it is important, this platform is important for us. Why is it important? You know, young people should be encouraged to continue going to the universities. When you finish from the university, I want us to continue enrolling, say that you apply for teaching slot, say that we have Lake State youth who are also in academic. When you are there, you come up with a brilliant idea like this, you will become co-researchers. When you have a research that you're making, it will inform and shape the policies of any government or anything that you are doing. So it is important that we should be in academic. And it is important that Aramweer is doing it now. It is encouraging young people that we should do. I think number two, that I want to add to AIF is that you should make this platform to encourage our education. If you get many later on, like when we know that this gentleman is contributing and others will also contribute, make sure to encourage scholarship. If there are students who perform well, who wanted to pass their studies, like PhD, they must go for their PhDs, so that they come and bring knowledge back home. And what I want to encourage that it is not just an education, any knowledge that you require. Let acquire quality education. Thank you so much. And let us have role model in education, like Professor Denau and other great people. You know, it was once said just 1 minute, some week ago, by Mejanga, that you people in Lagos State, there is a great gap. And now the professors that were known, like Professor Shur, Professor Gonda here, Dr. John Cook, these were great personalities that were, and all of them comes from Lagos State. You know, there is that gap. We should fill that gap. Not only rushing to look at the other. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That is clear. Yet, but we children quite less, courageous, brave. The non running the bird, this will I to pass it. Dr. Kim Ogulgo.
Thank you so much. Dear Government, Payitual, who are a work here in Monkey, and I think about that, young Karen on the about the health issues. And of the other, to land of what you look at part of the intellectual duties to bring issues from different perspectives. Because again, the community and intellectual will all consider the health of the community. My background is from physical sciences, who are from physical technology, and I'm currently doing a master's in public health at the University of Accredited. My dissertation will be health system and social culture determinant that affecting the maternal mortality of mothers. And I've selected Lake States, Alexander, to be where I will do my research. That one can help our country, can help our states, and the intellectual forum will be this where it can be implemented. One thing about that, I was a director general in the state ministry of health. Lake State is honorable and other ministers. One of the problems to underwear, we beat out by the new intellectuals, mainly, I think Agaro took HIV/AIDS. One of the challenging situations, number 2 in Sudan. Jacqueline Lakes, we are number 1. But the people see why one number 2 almost, number 1 the cry. Yarga, will come to that. I think Yarga, intellectual will come with one of matters, especially perhaps if intellectual come under one of 8 counties, one of our number 9 counties, a judgment. The intellectual forum should organize the health conference. Point one, we can bear the point one of you go can be putting me out of the 0 number, not number 2 in the HIV case.
Thank you.
Okay, then, in the of that walk, HIV, and we will have the walk. What you are on the book, and I think we saw that I will with Japan and government by HIV, a heat jam a day. Equal time, Tamara, you will, and now we will die. He never tell a day, without you. It's about the next point with the current. You go back to the point. Cứ để người đi vô vì nhiều người đang quay về đoàn. Cái là cái là này này. Nó cái là nhắn tin. Hay cái quay cũng về cái quên cái như này trong về cả kia. Cũng quan này mà chú ý cho về là cả cái nó có thật. Cô quay trở thành cô quay. HIV we will say cái này là chỉ đóng vào nhiều cái à. Bố đi nhắn cui đóng của nó đóng của quay đóng. Một cái là bên ngon của đông, một cái bên cũng chi và đi. Nó là cái point.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our esteemed elders, we are now quite Aramweer. This session just successfully come to an end. But before I could give the microphone, we have 2 clarifications to make. One, and I'm waiting and of course, you should slide it because Ranmok Gapun is a member of the SPLM. He's a minister of the SPLM. We can't have an intellectual forum around again, an elected member. As Secretary General of India, from the appointed Secretary General of SPLM, we go through the different. I can't give that and the other way this is not the forum. Number 2, it is overruled. It's overruled by my authority as a moderator. Number 2 is the question of rail, you know, these are contentious issues that must be discussed with open mind. Why it will require this discussion? Because these are critical, they are contentious, and you will open that box. In China, there are over 40 languages. But what you hear is a Chinese society. In America, I know you Indians, I know you Africans. But what you hear is an American. And these are great societies. So the legislature that we are imagining, the legislative grade, the legislative account, the legislative better, is a legislature of all of us. And if you get our message clearly, as conceived our government, a ladies first. This is not a policy. This is a state government policy. So go compare when you really don't get back because we have a direction. It's a clear direction for our people. And we don't get back to the team. So thank you very much, moderator. Come here and the team. Thank you for this opportunity. So very brave for MC.
Thank you so much, Honorable, and the panelists, and the presenter, Victor. We really appreciate all your time. We have been under pressure, and this is another lesson because we had a lot of panelists. We needed to be given the opportunity to share their experiences and knowledge in as far as the topic that they were assigned to were concerned. Unfortunately, we could not follow the traditional way of holding the panel discussion because all the panelists and presenters should have the right of respond to some of the questions that have been raised and even the critiques that have been put on their papers. For example, we have been very unfair to General Maleng when his paper was critiqued by the security expert, and he had to also respond, but we could not give him that opportunity. Now, I would like, there are some questions that came up in the plenary, but most of them are going to the leadership of the Aramweer Intellectual Forum. So when Chairman Agong may come later on to give his final remarks. He will be able to address some of those outstanding questions. Let me now take this opportunity. Our elders have been sitting silent and quiet, and we really appreciate you for that. And I would also, in my personal capacity and also on behalf of my colleague, Mwalana Adek Urmadi, I would like to apologize to anyone that could not get the opportunity to share their perspective on some of these issues that we were discussing. Now let me welcome Mwalana Adek to lead us to the last session of our meeting. Mwalana, welcome. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. My co-MC, Mwalana Jima. As you know, this is an intellectual forum, and we organize it with very good intention. We organize it with very good intention, and that's why we invited all our sons and daughters from all the political divide, from SPLM and the ruling party, to NDM, to any other political party that is present here. So our intention was clear and honest, that everyone should be given an opportunity as a son or daughter of the state. Bol Agao, who is representing NDM in his own political capacity, is here as a son of Lake State. And based on what he said here, he requested us to give him 1 minute to make his apology to Comrade Kolpol, and maybe those who might have misinterpreted what he said. Paul, we're going to give you that time.
Thank you very much, the moderators and the organizers. I actually requested this when I was sitting there and got embarrassed to be said overruled as if we were in the parliament. So I also apologize for that. You know, when you want to start talking, sometimes you make some jokes to invite the listeners. So if I made a bad joke by saying what I said, for the sake of Lake State, I have to be very clear. We are here in all different colors. If that bad joke has made some loyalists, or say very staunch loyalists, angry, I apologize wholeheartedly. Thank you.
We thought your apology would be anyway. Thank you very much. Yes, it is. We are coming to. Let us have one meeting. Let us have one meeting, everyone. Let us have one meeting. We are coming to a conclusion. He requested us that he wants to make an apology. An apology is an apology, the way we know it. So whatever he said, let us just leave it and go ahead with it. We did not want to embarrass him, that's why we had to give him the last chance. So I don't think there's anything wrong on our side. Thank you very much. Our dear guests, our elders, our political leaders, our academic community, and our friends and brothers that we have invited from different communities. We have a number of speakers here, and we're going to make sure that we give you only 2 minutes per speaker, because we are really running out of time. We were supposed to finish an hour ago. Now we are running into 7. So we're going to give you only strictly 2 minutes. Give your remark within 2 minutes, very short and brief remark, and give opportunity to other people, because we expect to be finishing in the next general. we are going to give 2 minutes to Lut Maria Takpe. Is She's a Lut Maria Takpe. She's coming from the diaspora. She's our daughter. She's going to speak on behalf of all Lake State sons and daughters in the diaspora. 2 minutes, Lut.
Lut who? Lut who?
Lut Maria Takpe.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Protocol observer. For the benefit of the time, I will not make my speech during to be less than 2 minutes. My name is Lut Maria Takpe. I'm coming from diaspora, from Australia, so I stand here representing the 9th county that are on the line, whether they are in the US, Canada, Australia, or other parts of the world. Welcome. Now, I will reflect on the role of the diaspora and the importance of the diaspora on the grounds of my sister, Honorable Anil, presentation. Imagining Europe of tomorrow. I'm from Europe, that's why I'm saying Europe, but it's still part of the state. Imagining the Lake State of tomorrow. The Lake State of tomorrow is a responsibility of the youth. I acknowledge my elders that are here, and we are going to take that responsibility from you. What are we going to do as the youth of tomorrow? Whether we're here in South Sudan or the diaspora. As the diaspora, we have the responsibility of coming back home, and it is what I have done. I have been here since 2014 in South Sudan. I have returned for the love of the country. I have returned bringing the knowledge that we have acquired in the diaspora and giving it back home, not only to Lake State, but for the entire South Sudan. So to my youth that in the diaspora, it is a privilege to be there, acquire the knowledge, acquire the experience, and come back home. It is our responsibility to rebuild our home. On the same note, our youth that are here, empower yourself, educate yourself, develop yourself. It's your responsibility. When you have the opportunity to go to university, do learn. Do learn, so that when you come out for your university, you apply that knowledge practically. We have a very big number that has graduated from University of Juba this week and last week. When you come out to the real world, it is hard, but we have to be innovative. We have to work with the little that we have. We are shouldering a big responsibility. We, the youth that are here. I want to point something to the office. Speaking of gender, it was only male that were standing here, and there's a good number of females. Can the forum review that and implement the 35 of the gender into the forum, please? I will not speak much. I will end my conversation with thank you very much for this forum. It is a space that we share our ideologies, whether they are political, whether they are social, because the end goal is for us to share knowledge, as it is the vision here, knowledge that we share and we put into practice so that we have a vision of a better Lake State in all aspects. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Adut. We are glad for those few remarks. Now we're going to invite Charles Bedrick very quickly. Charles is going to speak in the next 2 minutes.
Thank you, Malana.
the guests of honor, and the patron of the day, and all the invited guests. Assalamu alaikum. I'll just have some few things to go through. First of all, thank you, General Mahmoud, for giving me the opportunity to speak. Our chairperson of the community was here and left. I'm Charles Badiri. First of all, I want to say that this is a brilliant initiative. This is a wonderful initiative. When I was informed of this particular initiative by my brother Dr. Mayek, I told him this is very positive, that we are able to have a forum that will bring all of us together. And I had suggested to communicate to him the issue of the name. And I want to add my voice to those who say, let us maintain the name LEGS, so that LEGS Intellectual Forum remains the name, other than saying Aramweer. Aramweer will confuse people, and some of our friends and allies may not understand it. I was actually to share with your board Philip something on heritage, but I got busy in the course of the week. I was unable to provide some of the information he requested for. But when I went through his document and when he was presenting, indeed, we need to do more in going deeper into those communities and identify some of the heritage about and the identity of those tribes. By the way, Wajam, Lakes, we have about 2 communities or 2 tribes in Lakes. Because if there are the Monjan, then you say the Monjan. A very funny okay. They could rather Monjan, Kubeli, Atu in Lake State. Or get your belly, or your belly, belly, apostrophe, then you put capital B, E, L, I, belly. And the people are called Ye Belly. Ye Belly. These are the people of Belly. So, General, we need to do more so that we enrich the document. This is something that we are doing and that will remain for the generations to come. We don't have a shallow document, or we do half-baked information. So, but I agree with those who say we are just beginning. I agree with that. We are just beginning. This is the beginning, and I believe we'll do more. Now, as he comes closer, I want to say some few recommendations. Recommendation number 1, that I recommend that the structure, my brother Aramweer, that let the body reflect at least people from the respective communities mentioned, to enable us secure sufficient information from those communities so that we are able to know what is ready with them. Or alternatively, let us establish coordination offices in the counties to enhance the flow of information, and we'll be able to be in touch with the community so that we know what we are doing. The second one, which is in line with the vision, is we want to see Lake State that is so much focus on equity. Equity in everything. Equity in what that we do. Let us leave that. Let us assess and map the potentials we possess. And we all, so that we benefit from these potentials. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Charles. Those are very good recommendations, and our secretary is taking all of them. We are going to put a lot of concentration into that. For those of you who might have read our founding concept paper, you could realize there that there are a lot of positions that are within the AIF, and those positions will actually need participation of everyone. So AIF is not a completed structure. What we have here is just a structure that is temporary to organize this event. Without further ado, I'm going to invite the representative of all the business community from Lake State. As I said earlier, is someone who whose contribution has made us to organize this function fully today. Engineer Bom Andrew Makurtho will come to represent business community.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. First of all, on behalf of the legislature, allow me to talk by the language, as mentioned in the early. Apparently, business on legislative. I'd like to advocate the committee for the work done in Loyaka. So, what we already go, legislative businessmen. Number two, at this conference from the morning up to now. But I'm sure all the young, the king and so welcome, what can they ready? 1 week or level 10 minutes. Do the issue about the business. Yama legislative a lot of opportunity for the business. So by managing it is the heart of the South Sudan. If it is the heart of South Sudan, we will know it. What is about the development? So we have a dream as a businessman about legislating Aramweer. The Kumia Kinjakin Shawara Ali created by the Kumia Boko in order to contribute. I will follow up at this for a woman who Shawara alone like the legislating. We will prepare to vote like the legislating. We now our airport. Because airport nearby me, we have bank legislate. We have a lot of dream our legislate as a business. But because in Imperial, this is what I request from our elders. Next time, I have bank for Kuma, don't know man, businessman can legislate. Because without empower the business from the legislate, give him power. Because power now, yeah, economic. Now, in reading, economically, big career, January pop, being one of chocolate, being agriculture. So, can it link to Koko? We got our diamond there and then Takata. We legislate will be laying up. Overloaded. I can yeah, there are aiming, kid and feet. Feet, you get in the real bank. So, can it get into Koko? Pajamati. To continue lectures about the Aramweer. Because by the end, you are going to you might take quite down the funding, it's quite don't mention them. Oh, well, we legislate for business. One of what I hate, Dokunya, legislate my defense, because you legislate first. Now, legislate first, because for Urumia, Kubai, and Pone by that train. Not take by that train, and I would like from our brother to committee. Next time, Jaco, Wabun, or Meku, we not monthly or every 2 months, we not seminar about Aramweer and more quality. So we'll try all the things. When I look, I'm going to tell all, hey, yeah, or get up, put up with, Ukaya, to what you mentioned on call for my own. Ukaya, because the young and because intellectual, what is the meaning of intellectual? Afghan, Ukoro Bado. So can be done, and I wish next time we'll contribute more to our
Thank you very much for the Juga go alleged on the other day, now to tell you more business about going about the agriculture by money. So I like to be no one chipon, one pony chabak or command Aramweer. One of our friends to invite a friend to the hotel, John, we have 2 minutes. who are not well thanks Dr. Thibiak. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Blake, for being with us here. Actually, he came in Santiago to Gawan. Up to now, he's never moved out. So thank you very much, Dr. Thik. We hope to invite you again in our next event. Ogabe Ustaz, here, good morning, Buchol. Yes, in 2 minutes. Yeah. Thank you very much. And I work that sometimes, also, but in the but here we decided I did to recognize for all the support that you gave us from Tatango. The next speaker, Abia Tok Dengane, who is a former Minister of Health, Warab State, Northern Pakistan State, and is a friend to Lake State. For some of you who might know him, he's the founder of Sunrise.
Thank you, Madam. Raja Muhammad vẫn mới quay thẳng đấy. Ayo toàn Yakon, ayo Palapedi, Whiteman, mình đã do cái vụ đấy đến của nhà mình chỉ là bên Palapedi. And anh chỉ nhà Palapedi, là khi nào làm thiếu thì bị bắt cái lúa hải này đấy. You know, tao này là những cái coi lên Tết. Nhưng mà then bây giờ làm vậy, cho nên không biết, lui tới bộ là một vài cái, em lui về vô ấy, bây giờ làm một from his leg state, my friend, well, one thing, everything cool, cái đấy cái quay cổ và lúc về cái very important, coi leg state là nhất cái trong cái cho ownership, ấy cần nghe rồi mà, cái ownership. And in it, all of us, Okapu, but we don't like to hold them. Baraka, imagine all the Matiraka, that's very good. If I go to overlook, where are you going about? Why are owning your own thing? Very important. Don't be, they will pull one. Adit dan kaya garbur, kaya gabe ke dong kaya. That is very, very good thing. Continue, we continue on that. That ownership can continue with it. Now, where I should have been innovative kind of thing. When the thing we will discuss, I call Aramweer Intellectual. Aramweer is very important. We will buy Aramweer. Innovation in the environment doing. The Kiba that by a we can new created. By ancient innovation. We can do that very young, we love it in the environment. Aramweer, when I read it, the one who took about the invitation with the Aramweer, I tried to find out what is Aramweer. But Aramweer don't get to understand what is the connection of Aramweer with Lake State. In Korea, trying to figure out what it is. The king would kill the lane. I haven't reminded about DRC. DRC, they used to call it the meaning of the air, how many rivers in terms of DRC. So, that's why you look at Google, that is available online, there is the word rivers. And those rivers, they are brought about them. Same thing, then for Lake State, they are brought about the rivers, lake, and okay. In the world, not to keep it in English, but to translate it into local language. That is very good. Now, and I become presentation of chicken low in Temunte, when the few comments with the General Paul, General Board, Philip. I see excellent presentation. It's a low on General Board. Yet, when I feel it is to a young, I feel it. But yes, low, language, security. The key that academic, the first time I got to happen, and congratulations, General, with this excellent presentation. That was really, really very good. So I was very happy to see academic part your side, which was really, and that is where a forum like this is very important, because we also identify who should do what among ourselves. That was an excellent thing. Same thing, Ruben. Now, General Board, which I recognize quite the Raga, and Mexican law, who quite the late general, but I chicken quite Mexican there. But I also want to bring your attention, just going back to innovation when I went. A lot of young people from Lake State, she has created an invention that people come knowing not only in Lake State but in South Sudan. One of them is Napoleon Adoki. Napoleon Adoki, one of the most important persons, she are creating a technology among the young people in South Sudan. Ago walo ko wato naman mo tayo in low study of the information technology. Go get your work on download. We check the work and it want to learn. Golden website was one of the most active websites that bring all the South Sudanese across South Sudan to Jala diaspora. So I'm not in a little again. But he called it there. We went on to establish a system in South Sudan which is now the National Communication Authority. And that is an innovation that was created by Lake State. Not for Lake State but for South Sudan. That is a contribution to the nation building. In Ghana, Ranchi Ghana, again, you can now in the program, I was very happy. Because Ran will important within the community that the local accelerator. The other person, I call Poland founder of New Sudan Youth Association in Wachon Nasty. I call Poland Yoga, the youth organization. It was not there. I called him and he established it. It was there now. Which is very good. You will continue, you may have it, you will be very proud of that. Now that will tell you, same thing from NCA, then Napoleon adopted. Napoleon, I bet for President Wheeler and Napoleon is proud of that. Because Jacob had no be attacked. That is a good thing. Same thing in Akon. And most of the youth in the game hotel, I thought the Akon of Jacob was going to say the second. And that was good. So I was very proud of that. And one of the people went very important anyway, to Lake State also never jam. But I'm not saying that I jam intentionally, but I think I feel very attention that culture and I think in the society. The last person is an innovation slow. I don't know in a very way. I don't know, but the last time we went down out. And I don't come on my life. Come on my life. And our basketball players get to basketball in the diaspora. I call what you just be like, we don't play basketball. But come on, I get a job by and that one make you very unique. Get a job by then, they must be cool. If that playing here, let you get that. We are a team, we are a young. We have with Africa, he said about that trained there. And the boy went on gradually. And people in the US, when they were training him, when they went to the highest competition, they didn't know if he came by man. Come on, my Lord. You open gambling. I was watching the TV. Now, John come on my wife from big South Sudan and went down. You went. Because if it must be go, if we there to lead the international competition, we were awarded was not a simple thing. And the teacher from the US, and the Kuya, the king who quite white time from America, and I'm talking myself, there are other people from there. It's not a simple thing, but a fasting same kind of thing. Because the whole way that they are competing, the whole way that they are competing in that, they jump in there. When they don't know what correct, they can buy, okay, what that over. They were really, really very emotional when I was seeing them on TV. After about 0 lawyer, the way we meet, I got a 0 lawyer where you are, and go for that, and finish it, and let me know when they began to come here. And I'm glad twin, yeah, quite a number of things there. Where we were, we could have working. They go back to the one when I'm working in a political organization. And then it's very clear. Aramweer Think then, the Kanu is an organization which is trusted to do the research. The research on public policy to influence the decision of the government in the public opinion. That's what the think tank is all about. Copy of that, you know, there was a launching book getting to review the pyramid. The copy of that, I'm from Moped, or let's say from Pakam. If I tried it in the Google, why really? Because we have not done the research and produce our knowledge. Knowledge that we need then produce without writing. We need to get the token. This is what it is all about. I like here we implement it. In Imperial, for computer in the Google. So this is a very good thing. In think tank, quite did it about a name also. Because they like when I did it, don't quite bad idea because of their health issues, quite a lot of diabetes, but quite a lot of them. Quite did it. I also want to tell you, if you are supporting this, because Pinobin means having a deep idea with them. They are living on Google, they are living on Facebook, they are living on AI. All these people are young people. That's why I am creating innovation. But that innovation, they need to keep support the children. So, what you have to tell the world, we don't let them, and that's why people actually read when they create something, but what you can support, and that's exactly what Puma put up. They are going to put it in the kilo way. He can support in this initiative. Who can you tell your when we localize it, come to the and I didn't know but I was just making a few remarks. Couple of children were competing and we were talking already. I just feel that that was a skip to I need to pay the attention of the audience. We are just later pay. Doctor, what is you are really the in the land, you join the Wato, you get John White and Susan together with you. And John Tomlin and I will use the very another about by Pana will use. I learned by one day, they bear, but they go by your 1 hour. That's my finish.
You should lay by Tomlin on it. But get piano by another friend, but you chat every time. Your presence here is a testament that violates a joint politic lodge. Now we are going to the fourth last speaker, which is going to represent all the academia, the universities and think tank organizations. Dr. Rose Jacosta. Yeah, just 2 minutes to give your word of appreciation. We'll appreciate that.
I was called, I came late and I was sharing a meeting of the council, medical council. So I came late, and when you come late, you may be talking of things that were said before you came and it won't go good.
But let me thank the organizers. Indeed, it takes one person to start an idea, but it will take the whole village to make that productive and really progressive. So let me congratulate you, and can we clap for them? I would just like to stand on the already established protocols, because if I look left or right, I won't even know whom should I mention before the other one. So I respected all those who are sitting in the front seats. I'm sure your protocols are there. Those who are at the back, you are the most important people for this sitting, and I really recognize your presence. It's only unfortunate that you were not given enough opportunities for you to speak what you would like to say. I'm quite sure great ideas are sitting behind there, but since this is not going to be the last forum, I'm quite sure we are going to learn from you a lot. Allow me to just say that as a think tank, مفكر وليس مثقف, this organization is really, it really came at a time that it is needed the most. Yes, it is a forum. If you Google to see what a forum is, it will take us another way, and another way, and another way, and people will always, discuss about it. The speakers who spoke before me, I would like to appreciate them and thank them. And I'm always proud when I see my gender proactive and recognized. And the reason I'm saying that is a year ago I was a mentor with the East African, actually African women in health. And I was mentoring people from different regions of Africa. And they asked me, how did they get you from South Sudan? I said, I don't know, but I came from a place called Lake State. And they asked me, what would you like to say about it? I said the things that were said in this room. There's no room where we will sit and will not be known. I don't know why. I don't know why. I did not research about it. But whatsoever there's somebody from Lake State, people will come to know you, whether they like it or they don't. I don't know why. And please, I don't want to be quoted for that. I did not research it as an academician, but it is there. And what gave me that opportunity is because I want to recognize special people. We are a community. When we come in a room and we speak, we talk until we reach an area where we talk about the liberation. But we always forget another kind of liberation that was done by the patron of the day. My professor, Ningau. And the person who was supposed to be the guest of honor home, if I'm not mistaken, I got that he is not in the room because he's not feeling well. But he was supposed to be the patron of the day, the guest of honor of the day, Professor Moses Mashar. The reason most of us are here today is because of the work they did and their other colleagues. So when we are talking of liberation, some people fought a war that is not, documented, but it wasn't easy in the place where we came from. So, my professor, I recognize your presence and take my greetings to Professor Moses Mashar. In fact, Professor Moses Mashar was somebody who was establishing all the universities that we have now in South Sudan, all of them. He will be taken to one university. When it's established, he will be taken to another university. He will never say, why am I demoted? When you create something big and you're taken to a smaller university, you can complain. But he was always there, and he established all the 3 public universities that we talked about today. And that credit should always go to him. And if you are an intellectual forum, I think his name should be added to your leadership. Please do that. I don't want to go more because my colleagues who spoke before me said a lot of good things. My younger sister, Honorable Ambassador Dr. Anita, has been representing us very well. I always like to call people by their titles, by the way. So these are her 3 titles, so we cannot omit one. And she is with us, but she's representing a bigger us, that's bigger. And wheresoever we meet, she always represents us well. I don't know whether because she's from Lakes, but I think it's because she's a female. Can you clap for her? I am supposed to call you a cousin, but you are younger than me, so let me call you my niece. The daughter of our Muhammad Raidan Maria Takbe. I am really impressed and keeping up. And for the other people from diaspora, can we take that message from her? Thank you. I don't want to be gender insensitive, but that is it. Since the males have chosen to sit all in the front seats, I've taken that privilege to recognize the females who are always put in the back seats. And to the organizers, we are not there to celebrate and cut cakes and distribute them. So if there's somebody who's supposed to apologize for that, we deserve an apology. If Ambassador, Honorable, Doctor, anybody who is called, she should not be able to come for the cutting of the cake. I don't want to talk about the SPLM because it's a party, so I don't want to talk about my younger sister, Honorable Adam, because that will be party. But I want to talk that when we are recognized, we are supposed to be recognized with our titles, because we are an important part of this, and we should be recognized with those titles. So we earn them. They were not given to us. They are not like the 35%. We own those titles, and they should be given to us. Having said that, I can see my younger sisters behind them. We are your mentors. Reach out to all of us. We will be there to make sure that it's not feminism. I'm not a feminist. I don't encourage things to do with it for reasons I know. But it's because we should maintain you so that when you are in the room and you are called to do something, you do it better. I would like to share a testimony, and I'm going to sit down. It's going to be very short. Don't take the mic from me. When I was the dean of the School of Medicine in Khartoum, in the West Sudan, it happened that I was the only female dean of School of Medicine. I was based in a South Sudanese, so by default, as a second-class citizen. I know when I come to the room and people were looking around, the person who was supposed to do tea was not around, so they were looking at me because I was the only female in the room. So I talked to myself and I said, if I go now and do tea, tomorrow females who are deems to be asked to do tea. It's not because I don't respect myself to make the tea, but it's because if I do it, it will continue to be the story of the day. That if you are a female in the room, although you may be senior to some of them, you will be asked to make tea. So I have a book that is called that Nice Girls Don't Take the Back Seats. If you like to read that book, please, I give it to you to read. I'm giving it to all the young girls. I've taken a lot of your time. But allow me to just recognize our elders. It is not easy to have them seated here. I don't know at what time they came. I came and I got them seated, and they are still seated. Our elders, despite all that we are doing to you, we are another generation that is coming behind us. Please continue to mentor us. When children go astray, the elders will always bring them back. And you are there to always bring us back when we go astray. Being us, this generation, or the generation that is a bit wide after us. So please tolerate them and bring them back. Because, as said well here, most of us are traumatized. Most of the things that are happening, somebody was talking about health. It's not only HIV, it's the trauma that has created us a lot of wounds, that there is no comprehensive health system that takes care of that. And because of that trauma, you get us almost sometimes going off and insulting our elders, who should not be, and it has never been in the state. Having said that, the honor of the day is the son of my teacher. And the little Arabic I'm speaking today, I learned it from him. So thank you for this and with your team. And we will be there whenever we are needed. And I was called to represent the academia. And I may be doing that because I'm Deputy Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, also a professor, but I'm not the right person to do it if my professor, the patron of the day, is in the room. So thank you, I'm giving the honor back to you. And as academics, we always say that learning don't have a limit. Continue to learn. I'm very impressed that a lot of you are doing second, third and postmasters, but intellectuals at times are the people who are there in the cattle camp. They are thinkers, by the way. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Rose. This is a very comprehensive advice, and we have taken note of all the recommendations you have made. For those of you who might not know her, she was the former Dean of School of Medicine at the University of Aramweer, and also the former Dean of Medicine at the University of Juba. Now she's serving at a very high academic level. She just stayed here a short while ago. And she's also serving as the chair of the Medical Council. Yeah. So that's a very high feat for her. And I think that's also encouraging the pros to our young sisters who are present here and those who are watching you online. We're coming to the end of the event, and we know that a short while ago we just received a very important visitor in the room, Comrade Dr. Paul Goodit. We were blessed a few weeks ago. He was appointed as the Secretary General of the SPLM. And you know the responsibilities that come with that role. He has been through a number of occasions this morning, and he's requesting us so that we give him a chance to have his remarks. But before that, I just want to say something a little bit about him. When we conceived this idea some months ago, he's one of the people that we consulted, given the fact that he has vast user experience and also an academic on his own. And he did refine the idea in a very, very constructive way. So what we have here today at the Aramweer Intellectual Forum, Paul indeed contributed materially, intellectually, and even morally for us to come here today. So Dr. Paul, we really are grateful to you. And we are glad also, and we thank the President for giving you that trust. It is, position that you hold, not only on behalf of Lake State, but on behalf of all young people and the people who are aspiring for this country to go to the bright future. Before we invite you, we have Yolanda Kwei-Paul-Machwe. She's a poet. She's going to recite a poem to welcome you with that poem. So Yolanda, if you are prepared, you can come in the next 3 minutes to recite a poem, and then we'll go to invite Dr. Okolo.
Thank you so much. Protocol remain observed. My name is Yolanda Kwei-Paul-Machwe. I'm a teacher by profession, and I'm a writer, creative writer, a poet, and a filmmaker, and I'm so happy to be here today. And today I'm going to recite a poem based on this occasion, and the title is Aramweer. I'll recite it in Dinka. Aramweer, Echeng Kubai, Echeng Chimadich, Koike Ping, Nuidich, Attack A Jagridge, Kamwingit, Kutingit, Aparak, Kunyanbi, Dog, Kunyati, Aramweer. Aramweer, Echinich, Kunikang Epai, Enyikang Nongitich, Ejak, Ejada Kodi Rudjai, Elect Chiniluam, Ejam Chiniluet, Aramweer, Ejak Chinichur, Emot Chelwell, Ejam Nongirum, Etik Chebadibat, Erialpo Chiniluek, Eloy Namiak, Aramweer, Emad Wadir, Emir Namitik, Eroy Chinijale, Eke Chinituo, Riel, Achedo Pai, Edor Kwekwe, Nangich, Amanum, Aramweer. That is the point. Thank you. After I got with you, then what I would say is thank you so much to the females who are here today to represent and inspire us. I've been given so much momentum and I feel like I know where to go from this point. And to the gentlemen, most of them the young ones like us, who either say that you can't let the little bit you were made and as long as the last words to them also, children, what an issue with educated girls, uneducated. But informally, point by, formally, be education, be drug and along here, 30 years, man. So, if you are a man enough to invalidate, it will be young Paul Bar, we do inside places 10, not by. The ball at the end, I can never give up with me at the jockey point. Thank you so much.
Đây là về cái là Paul will go achieve the big die online now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very important guest that will be invited. We remarked it very well. We quite die online.
Start as a stand up.
There are quite a good that will invite now in total. Comrade Paul Kurit, the Secretary General of the Sudan People's Liberation Movement.
Thank you, Mulana. There's a one, Partner of the Day, Chairman of AIF and the entire leadership of AIF, distinguished participants. Good evening. I'm physically exhausted and psychologically drained. And when I received the call from my good brother, the chair of AIF, it's the time I just arrived home from Australia where I had a long meeting that took me 2 days of planning and 1 day of execution. And I told him, but he insisted that I must come. So I had to come because of the importance of this forum. Why is Aramweer Intellectual Forum crucial and important for us as people of South Sudan, as people of Aramweer, as well as humanity? Aramweer Intellectual Forum serves as a platform where ideas and knowledge is put in action to advance the cause of humanity. We are from Lake State, which is Aramweer. There is overwhelmed with a lot of problems. Most of them are non-political, but they've got far-reaching political consequences. Issues of ecological issues. For example, your cattle keepers fighting over water and touch and grazing areas. Through AIF, I'm sure we could find scientific solution to this without resorting to guns. In Aramweer, with issues of food security, with cows, but our cows produce very little milk. I'm sure through crossbreeding and other new technologies, AIF can help our families, and few cows could feed the entire village in terms of milk production. We can actually commercialize our cattle and make money. So it's a forum that could be used to solve most of the problem through science and research. I told them at the initial age of this process that the name is Aramweer, but the service could be global. And I I cited the Rift Valley Research Institute, and many other institutions or think tanks that are serving globally, but their names are extracted from local conditions. The challenge is this: AI is born in an era when time and space have collapsed into new reality of science and technology, rapid development in the field of science and technology. Now you've got trillions of data in gigabyte and terabyte being transmitted from east to west, from north to south, in a way that never happened in human history. I recall in my time, when I was a little boy in private school, my dad was a government official. And he had something called typeist. So sometimes he was an accountant, Paul Cody, rest in peace. So we'd bring that machine at home, and then when he's using it, touching the keyboard, we could hear the noise, tack, 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 tack. And then there's a ribbon that rolls out as he types. And if they want to send letters, they write letters with their hands, handwritten letters, put them in an envelope, put the address, and P.O. box. Many people are not aware of it now. Then they post letters through P.O. box to the receiving end. Then comes the revolution of science and technology, and this was replaced by desktop computers with this long background that have got electronic guns. And then the P.O. box was replaced also by a fax machine. So you could write your letter, put it in the machine, put some date information, and then it will be produced in that office irrespective of the distance recipient is in America, in Europe, in Africa, in Asia. You'll be able to get your letter on the desk. And while people were celebrating fax machine replacing telegram and P.O. box, then come the internet. So the internet came and immediately outfaced the fax machine. While people celebrated internet, come the Skype. I don't know how many people use Skype here. The Skype came in and it was something wonderful. You know, this interface, you see the other person on the screen and so, but the screen resolution, the speed, were not as fast as video calls on WhatsApp. Emo, Signal, name them. Who's aware of Zangi? Z-A-N-G-I. Just Google that. Z-A-N-G-I. You get an electronically generated phone number, and then that user, you'll be calling yourself at this free service. Signal, Facebook, Messenger. So just look at that kind of revolution, the speed of change. Only those who are able to change can benefit from this change. If you can't change, you'll be a victim and you'll be a loser. It is up to you to choose which side of the world would you want to be, with the losers or with the winners. The choice is yours. Now, if you go to the other world of science and technology, people have gone and medical doctors are here. There are publications about death of death. So the death is going to die. And when death dies, what happened? We cease to die. So we live forever. Billions of dollars are being spent now in science and research for organ printing, for fight against longevity, that people should not age, people should not grow old. It's a discussion that is going on in labs. And scientists are working on it now. Aging has been defined, actually, as a disease and a crime against humanity. Because those who die as a result of aging are many. So it has been seen as an enemy of humanity. And scientists are after it now. What to be done at this? We don't extend government, extend transition, we also extend lifespan. That's what scientists are saying. So you'll be extending your lifespan beyond aging. These things are happening. I'm not imagining, it's not fiction. It's what's happening. And if you just go online, the data is there, you can prove it. So AIF has immense challenge. Put its thought to be competitive in this phase of technological advancement. And it's a challenge to all of us, to the generation ahead of us, ourselves, those following us, that we want to be friends of books. It's only through books. I said one time in Tomonia that Chongnum and when Chongu, those were there. And when Chongu yet. Chongnum and when Chongu yet. Chongu yet, they will pass by when by the Yanku, who go to Punia. Like if Chongu may even be Peter. Well, they may job. Not joking to my job. And the only way you can feed upstairs here, books. No other way. Stories, attacking people, doing what doesn't help. Actually, our education of Tongo. I want to assure those who are concerned about something called NDM and SPL. Don't worry about that, please. Actually, I was relaxed when I came, and I could see the essence and why kids watch cartoons. It cools the nerves. My nerves were cooled here. By the way, I came for a political meeting. Those of you who will miss news at 8 should watch news at 9. See the people in the meeting that I put together and met the chairman of the SPL. A very simple message. As long as I'm sitting in the cockpit of that aircraft and sitting in that operation room of that SPLM, you will regain the control on your country. This country will not be a monopoly of either or African Union or Troika or EU. No. Come in of next year, you regain the control of this country. Back to you. So those small things. I do it happening in Olinda, I'm telling you. What I'm doing now, I'm saying, tsunami. An SPLM tsunami. You know tsunami. It's only in hotels where you see civilization in this country. For how long? But we young and you're a Taliban,
Thank you very much, the Secretary General of the SPLM, for those beautiful remarks. Now we are coming to the conclusion of our event. We have the three last speakers who are going to. We have the three last speakers who are going to bless us with the words of wisdom. But we are going to give only 2 minutes to General Boluchibor. There's a clarification he wants to do here. Just in 2 minutes on his presentation.
Thank you, Yolanda. In fact, I'm not going to take 2 minutes. Good evening once again, all the attendants. What I'm concerned to talk about is what has just cropped up, which is a bit controversial and contentious. During my presentation, there was a statement I made of prematurely. I said, let me prematurely apologize or whatever, or whoever there might have infringed or forgotten or not included in my presentation. I think that word has covered all that is now coming up. I want to be very particular about a brother from Park. We have raised a contentious, controversial issue about the identity of a Park community. To me, it sounds controversial and contentious, and it is not the right forum, actually, where that issue of Park and road and rail is to be addressed. I think that there must be another forum outside here where that thing should be raised and addressed. And the people who should be addressing it are not the ones that are sitting here. So I didn't have any intention to leave anybody away or behind, but I was just contented with what I believe to know and what is known to everybody. So, can you also take that from me and maybe take it to the other forum where this thing should be addressed? Secondly, Aramweer as an organization or a think tank, a forum, is in need for everybody, all of us, from Aramweer, regardless of our colors, our names, and whatever. So let's not begin to kill this forum at the infant. Let's leave it to grow and mature. This is what I want you to advise. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mara.
Thank you very much, General Boluchibor, for those remarks. I think it has made clarification now. And we have the last three speakers. We have former Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Ruben Madolaron. We have the former Dean, the founding Dean of the School of Law, University of Juba, and has been in academia for more than 30 years. And we have Justice Aircom, the sitting Justice of the Supreme Court of South Sudan.